so keep that in mind.
Yeah, hey, forget I asked. That'll definitely do.
Ew. Join the Discord.
It was the least fun I've ever had playing this game.
A small but vibrant and extremely humble community.
No, I've seen the sleeves, but I'm like, you said you're suiting up and then you put your sleeve on. Thank you for saying that.
Because I'm a demon on the keys.
Next thing I know, we're both dead. I immediately left the lobby.
In Vietnam.
What are they playing for? Are they playing to win?
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
We are live. Welcome to the Dropshot, episode number 75. My name is special episode, unironically, actually, 75. My name is Casey, also known as Razinon. I am joined, as always, for this special edition episode of the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast by my good friend Tanner. Tanner, don't squeak your mic, right? And then say hello to everyone also.
Hello. It wasn't my mic. It was the mic arm.
Okay, yeah. Touche.
Mics don't squeak.
Yeah, well, okay. We'll keep that in mind. We're not off to
This is a great
start.
drink. How's your drink?
We'll get into it. Fuck, what was I going to say? I don't know. Whatever. This is the worst start to a podcast we've ever had, but
We say that a lot, though.
we do say it almost every episode because this is the most scuffed podcast besides perhaps the Scuffed Podcast by Trainwrecks TV on Twitch. I highly recommend it. Anyways, today we have a very exciting episode planned. It is going to be... I've been excited for this for like 6 months, but we're going to get into it first. As always, though, of course, a couple of announcements. First of all, this is what we like to see here, this list. This first list.
Ooh, yeah.
You seeing this?
I'm seeing it, dude.
It is a list, right? It's a list of new patrons. Now, we got a lot of new patrons before this program and Wednesdays. I think you guys were trying to get into the giveaway. And as I explained, that would be dumb to do. So, thanks, get scammed, and welcome Cajun Wade, Notoriety, Ryan S., Cope Cowboy, Steven S., Hitcho Block, and Damian S. Now, too many of you have a last name that starts with S, right? So someone needs to go to City Hall and change it so that this doesn't happen again. But nonetheless, thank you all for joining the Patreon and welcome. Patreon.com/thedropshot for bonus episodes per month and access to the entire back catalog. It's only $5 a month. Very cheap and effective. Just a bevy of content that you will get as a result of doing that. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. And girls, maybe it's possible.
Maybe. We'll see.
Also, Miss Rainbow Bright. Okay. Thank you for the offline sub. The offline Twitch Arena sub. By the way, twitch.tv/Miss Rainbow Bright. Go watch. She's inked the fuck up, like me, so she's a woman of culture. And she's pretty hot. Am I bugging?
Are you sure it's real?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, no. Like, I went to her Twitch profile, because if I see...
It's fake, but yeah.
A feminine name, right? I'm investigating, right?
It's fake.
Because I am a nerd, loser, rat on the internet. So Tanner thinks it's fake. I doubt it. And also, by the way...
It's the same picture everywhere. No other pictures posted.
This young woman probably does not want this level of attention for simply subscribing while I was offline. So
well, you're a scumbag.
So I'm a piece of shit. And nonetheless, though, Miss Rainbow Bright, thank you. Now, I hear my dog barking.
Oh, here we go.
That perhaps means my alcohol delivery is here. So I'm going to be right back. I ordered some beer as a result of a Discord suggestion. They said it would be here in an hour or less. And it's been 95 minutes now. So hopefully they're here. I'm going to take my identification and my knife. So hopefully I get to use the ID. So Tanner, entertain the chat, idiot. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Or make other announcements. I don't care. Make your announcements.
Okay, yeah, I'll make my announcements. Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to thank the Doc, J-Web, for the 10 offline gifted subs. Let's fucking go, J-Web. Thank you, brother. I'd like to thank Medion, Median. Either way, I don't know. It's a change it the way it's spelled. It's a big change. Thanks for the offline sub. And Slivo, thank you for the 750 biddies. Let's go, boys. I appreciate that. I don't want to do Raz's thanks. So we'll just wait till he gets back, guys. Hope they don't have a gun. God damn it, this cat. Stupid fucking cat jumping on my extremely expensive computer. Hope they don't have a gun. Yeah, well, it's California, so they probably don't. He's probably scared of them. Bad beer. Yeah, what did he even order, actually? What did he end up ordering, guys? Did anyone tell me? Ooh. Okay, breaking news. I just got a new sound clip, guys. I'm going to try to upload that. Refresh your Twitch subs. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for sure, Sal. I don't know why the fuck you're telling me that, Sal. But thanks, Cajun Wade, for the fucking offline sub, dude. Hell yeah, thank you. If it's beer, it's all dog shit. I'm not a beer guy. What do you drink then? Hard liqueur? Wine? Why would he wait 90 minutes before the pod to order beer? Because he's an idiot. He could have... He has a Vaughn's not even a mile away from his house. He could have just left, went to the Vaughn's. God, that's a lot of beer, dude. Of
course it is. Of course it's.
Did you ask him why it took so long? Is it even cold?
Well, we're gonna fucking see, aren't we? I don't know. I'll pretend I'm German and drink it warm. If it's not cold, obviously. So, anyways, did you do your dumb shit announcements?
Yeah.
Bet. All right. Well, thanks for waiting. Sorry.
I refreshed it 4 times, Barnesy. There's nothing else there.
Yeah. Okay. And then also, by the way, Dr. J Web, thank you for the 78 offline gifted subs. Now, I've written here, you fucking idiot, right? Because that's too many. It's too many. But, and it's a weird number, by the way, 78. What are we doing? Let's do 80 or 70 or 75. Let's not do 78 ever again. So change it. But thank you, brother. I very genuinely appreciate it very much. And I think I talked to you earlier, but just wanted to give you some public acknowledgement. That is insane, and I very much appreciate you. So thank you, dude. And now, onto the topic of today's episode, which is going to be our 3-part year in review series, which I have been excited to do, very excited to do, for literally like 6 months, actually. If not longer. If not longer. Remember how long ago we were talking about it, Tanner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long time. Yeah, very long time.
So, if you guys go to the YouTube, youtube.com/Razinon, make sure to subscribe. There is a Black Ops 4 playlist, and the last 3 videos are Black Ops 4 A Year in Review, in which I broke up my review of that game into 3 sections: the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then that was kind of going to cover basically everything. And for the pod, for this game, we're going to do the same thing, except instead of a YouTube video, I'm going to do we're going to do a podcast episode. So today, is edition 1 of 3. And today is going to be the good. Now, let me be super clear. This will be the shortest episode of the 3 episodes.
That's
right?
for fucking sure.
Because we're talking about what's good with Modern Warfare, and hey, there's not much. There's not much. There's not much meat here. So this is going to be the good. We're going to talk about everything we liked about this game after a year in review. And then next week for Halloween, number 1, I have the most fire costume on Twitch. Actually.
Do you?
Yes, 100%. 100%. Okay. It is the best costume. You're all going to love the costume. So you have to be here live, number 1. Number 1. And number 2, it will be part 2, in fact, which is going to be the bad. And then the following week, we're going to do part 3, the ugly. So that is what we are doing this evening. And I'm very excited to do it. A lot of shit to talk about. And you guys can get our very overarching, all-encompassing review of this game. What our sincere, true thoughts are on MDub 2019 Game of the Year edition.
Also, keep in mind...
I'm going to pour a beer, so take longer.
Yeah. Keep in mind, guys, we're talking about the entire year, right? So there's going to be countless things we forget. So I don't want one of you cocksuckers coming in the Discord and say, oh, you guys forgot this one. Yeah, we probably did. There's going to be a lot of things we forget because we've played this game for a year. We don't remember everything, right? So he is right, though. This is just how his BO4 episode was, too, by the way, which... He always talks about how much he likes BO4 compared to MDub. His the bad and the ugly were 3 times the length of the good. At least. Actually, at least. So, youtube.com/Razinon. You guys should watch those videos. I'm telling you guys, go watch the old BO4 videos. They're pretty interesting. If you guys have nothing else to do, go watch his stupid Black Ops 4 videos. And sub to him. And sub to him so he stops telling us, I'm so close to monetizing. I don't ever want to hear him say that again. Please just sub to him on YouTube. It's so easy.
Yeah, agreed. Hey, for literally once, we agree. Yeah. Yes. If you're going to go watch BO4 videos from the YouTube, by the way, they're all excellent, of course. I mean, top notch, right? But the best one, of course, is the Trial of Arkham Knight. 66, I think was his name.
Oh, my favorite episode of all time.
If you just search the Trial of Arkham Knight, it is... so funny. I loved that episode. We put a prospective or a suspected hacker on trial because there was theater mode in BO4. F's in the chat for theater mode. But anyways, yeah. So before that, though, we're not done with the announcements at all because we have some giveaways to do. Well, we have a giveaway to do. Yeah.
So, okay, yeah, one giveaway. Cool.
First of all, tonight we will be speaking the code word. It is code word night tonight. So at a time during this podcast, I'm going to say a code word. And I'll make it obvious that the code word is being spoken, and then I'll say the code word, and that's that. Once you hear the code word, DM me on Twitter or Discord or Instagram. I don't really care. Message me and tell me, hey, the code word was insert code word here. And if you type the phrase insert code word here and you're trying to be cute, I'm blocking you, right? So that's not what I mean. I mean, DM me the actual code word, whatever it is. Okay. And then you'll be entered for a chance to win Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition, which we will... So you'll have until the 31st to DM me that. And then you'll be entered. And by the way, this is your highest chance to win. Because the barrier to entry here is so high that there's not going to be that many people that actually enter. So definitely enter into this one if you really want the game. Your chances are going to be higher than any other giveaway we've done. Like easily. So make sure you do that. You'll have till the 31st. Do not DM me on Twitch. No, I actually won't see it on Twitch. The Twitch DM system is garbage. So do it on Twitter, Instagram, or Discord. I'll see those. I will not see it on Twitch. Sorry. The Twitch private messaging is a disaster. So don't do it there unless you don't want to win. That's fine. So yeah. And also, by the way, the code word giveaway is sponsored by Aussie Menace. Aussie Menace on Twitch. AUSSIEMENACE. One word on Twitch. And you can find him on Twitter at Aussie Menace 301 as well. And I'll be tweeting out
kid.
those details. He is a handsome kid. Yes, true. Very true. So thanks, Aussie. We will be giving that away next week. Code word will be spoken this evening. Also, we're going to draw another winner. We're going to do another giveaway next week, the 31st. But the criteria are going to be different for this one. Between now and the 31st, message me a screenshot of you subbed to my YouTube. Because as Tanner said, I'm tired of asking. So now I'm going to force you, right? So subscribe to the YouTube, youtube.com/Razinon, and then take a screenshot of you being subbed and DM it to me, and you'll be entered. Again, the chances are going to be high here. Now, the difference is we're going to be giving away for the YouTube sub one, not only Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition, but also $60 worth of COD points, which is a $150 value. So you have from now until the 31st to sub to the YouTube, screenshot it, send it to me. And then, hey, you could get... By the way, we say we're giving away Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition. I'm PayPaling you $90. In this case, it's PayPaling you $150. So you could buy Cold War Ultimate Edition. You can buy some crack rocks. I don't give a shit what you do. But we're going to give you $150 if you win. So go sub to the YouTube. Send me the fucking
$150.
Proof.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what Pritch gave us. That's, by the way, that one is sponsored by Jay Pritch. Shout out to Jay Pritch, another Australian. Jay Pritch 5 on Twitter, and then Pritch2346 on Twitch. And I'll also be tweeting out those handles and the details for that as well. So thank you, Pritch. Thank you, Aussie, for those sponsorships. I'll be tweeting about these things, so twitter.com/Razinon, follow, etc. And good luck. And lastly, of course, we have a giveaway to do this evening.
Oh,
so
shit, do we?
If you're a patron, you might win. So I've got, as I said, we were going to be picking a winner of Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition today. And the only way to enter, the only thing you had to do was be a patron. You didn't have to email me, DM me, screenshot me, render for me. None of that. Very easy. Patreon.com/thedropshot. Now, if you're not a patron already, then you're dumb and you've missed out. But if you are, congrats and good luck. So let me pull up the document here. So this is random name picker. It's the same thing we've always fucking used. And what we have here is a list of all of our patrons. Should we get a drum roll? And we are going to basically... Not yet. We're going to smash the button, and then it's going to pick a random winner, and then I will DM you tomorrow on Discord, and you'll win your game. And if you haven't joined the Discord, I'll email you. Or I'll send you a letter, because now that you're on Patreon, I have all of your information. So I'll contact you. I don't care. Trust me. I know how to get in hold of you. So, a hold of you. Whatever. Anyways, all right. Good luck. Drum roll, please. The winner is, stop, Walmart Shroud. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Yeah. Woo. Walmart Shroud, a patron of the Dropshot of Call of Duty podcast, has won. Congratulations. young man. I will be DMing you tomorrow. So congrats, dude. And if you're not, I think you're in Discord. I'm pretty sure I've seen you. But if not,
well,
I'll email
you. Get in
you.
Discord more.
Or get in Discord more. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Anyways, congrats. Walmart Shroud for winning Black Ops Cold War Ultimate Edition, sponsored by me and Tanner. We've provided this. So thanks for being patrons. So this is a small token of our gratitude in a way to give back. So.
Indeed.
And then I think that's it for announcements. Tanner, anything to add?
No, I think that's it, brother.
Okay. Well, let me pour this IPA.
It's
By
not
the
even
way,
cold, by the way.
It's cold enough. This was suggested by Dubfire as like an excellent IPA, so we're gonna fucking find out about that. Okay, I poured too much. Ah! Hold on, let me sniff this frothy head, dude. No fucking way. No way,
Let's
dude.
go, baby.
TGD with the raid?
Let's fucking go.
Let's go, dude. Dude,
Call of Duty
TGD,
royalty in the chat.
Call of Duty, absolute royalty. Everyone here, go follow, subscribe to, and gift subs in this man's channel, The Gaming Definition TV. We've talked about him, friend of the pod. We've talked about him a lot on this program.
Countless times.
Literally dozens of times, yeah. Insane Call of Duty PC players. One of the funniest streamers I've ever seen, by the way. I don't know if you probably have not heard me say this, TGD. I remember the first time I saw you report a cheater, I was crying laughing, dude. You were playing Ground War on Boneyard. Or wait, no, it's not called Boneyard. What's the map? Zakayev Boneyard. Zerka Boneyard. I don't
Boneyard.
Change it. Boneyard, whatever.
It's Boner. Just call it Boner Yard. Yeah.
Boner
whatever.
Yard, sure, yeah. And some dude killed you with a tank, and you didn't say anything. You just reported him for cheating, and you just didn't acknowledge it, like to anyone. And I just started crying laughing because he obviously wasn't cheating. You didn't think he was cheating. No one watching thought he was cheating. But because he's using a tank, he's a rat. He's a scum rat. And you just reported him for cheating and didn't acknowledge it. And dude, I thought it was so fucking funny. Do you remember I messaged you about that, Tanner?
Yes, you were fucking dying.
Dude, it was so great. So
I don't think you can watch him play COD for more than 15 minutes without reporting somebody. It's fucking hilarious.
It's so funny, yeah. TGD is the king of the report, the superfluous report, which, by the way, I'm a fan of, because if you don't have an anti-cheat, I'm going to flood your dog shit system with false reports to waste your time. To stick a finger up to you and say, make an anti-cheat, or I'm just going to flood the queue. You guys say queue in Britain, right?
Yeah.
The queue. Form a queue.
That's what they say. Yeah.
Any queues?
That's what they say. That's what they say. Maybe you should go there sometime.
Anyways, thanks for the raid, dude. I really appreciate it. That's fucking hype, dude. Wow. Q, yes, get in line, boy. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, definitely go follow him, guys. The Gaming Definition TV, one word. Call of Duty royalty. Funny dude, very good at this game. Yeah. And a friend of the pod, of course. So thank you, dude. Appreciate it. And you're just in time, because I think we're done with our announcements. Is that true, Tanner?
We're done. We're
Confirm
done, dude.
or deny. Okay. So while we do this jingle, make sure you go gift subs. We have some Oil Prince plutocrats in the chat. So go gift subs to TGD now. Now, right? And if you were, of course, listening for the jingle, here it is. All right. So, first off, before we get into the topic of today's episode, some playlist updates very quickly. First of all, not really much to talk about. I think these were yesterday. BR Solo Survivor, which is just solo Warzone, except it's nighttime. That's it. And then Jug Ord Not Royale. I still don't know what this word is, by the way. Is it supposed to be like, I don't get it. Jug Ord Not. It's a play on words of some kind that I don't understand.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. So change it, Infinity Ward. But also,
yeah, Gourd. Really, they did all that just to type Gourd.
Yeah, but gourd is like, oh, gourd like a pumpkin.
Dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, got it.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Joe Seacott thought of that one for sure. He thought it was all clever. I wasn't streaming COD, hence it wasn't a big raid, but it is what it is. Dude, hey, I just appreciate any attention from you. I'm like absolutely.
Yeah, that like literally that's it. You could have given me a 1 viewer raid, I would have been happy. So thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, Juggernaut Royale, change it, is it's just Warzone where Juggernaut suits drop. And then Plunder Candy Collector, which is plunder at night.
That's a change it.
They're all change its. They're dumb. They're trying to get too clever and it makes me furious. And then I think that is it. They're disabling the pumpkin heads due to a bug. And they're turning off helicopters in the night version of Verdansk, which of course they shouldn't have even tried to do in the first place. So obviously. So that is it for playlist updates. And now, if you skipped the announcements, I will remind you, this is the beginning of a part 3 series, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, a year in review. Now, Tanner just gasped into his microphone. So fill us in, Tanner.
No, I was just thinking about the helicopter thing. I guess, did they disable it probably because people at the end were just hovering in a helicopter and the zombies couldn't do anything? That's why, huh?
Oh, maybe.
They didn't think that one through.
Maybe.
That
Yeah.
didn't happen to us when we played, but that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agreed. Probably. By the way, this beer is pretty fucking good. It's a Two-Hearted Ale. It's an IPA. So, okay, Dub. I won't.
Oh, he's just talking about the night mode, not the zombie mode. Okay.
Ban you from the Discord. Oh, yeah, it is just the night mode. I don't know. I feel like it would be dumb. It'd be hard to see a helicopter, I would think. But also, I don't care. So let's move on. As I was saying, this is going to be part 1 of 3. Black Ops 4. Or Black Ops 4.
Oh, Jesus.
Modern Warfare, a year in review. Okay, so this episode is part 1, the good. So we're going to talk about what was good about this game, having played it for about a year now. We're going to... We listed out as many reasons as we could think of. As Tanner mentioned, we're not going to have everything from this year that we liked, but it's a pretty exhaustive list of what we liked.
There's not much.
And there's not much because this game is one of the worst games ever. We'll get into it next week. But yeah, that is what we're doing. We're also going to be listing these things we like about the game roughly from least good to most good. So the things we like most about MDub are going to be toward the end. We're going to try and kind of ramp up to that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1. Okay, I didn't write this note, and it makes me mad. So, Tanner, why don't you go ahead and tell the class here? What the fuck? What am I looking at on my note?
Okay. I thought the operators are pretty cool in this game. I like selecting the different operators. They have some decent outfits. You don't like them?
I just
What's
don't
wrong
care.
with them?
I just don't. It's just the biggest don't care.
Okay,
I've ever
listen.
had.
Your good list was 6 bullet points. We had to have more. I'm not kidding. I had to open the game and I had to go through I had to click buttons, right? Searching for things that I liked about this game. And I got to the operators and I was like, the operators aren't bad looking. They're pretty cool. I like the different operators. I like selecting them. I like using Yegor in his tracksuit, you know? Their outfits are dope. Their challenges are good compared to the rest of the challenge system in this game, which again, we'll get into over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But the challenges aren't bad. I mean, it's like get 7 kills in an assault rifle. Then it's like do something else, like revive a teammate in Warzone. They're easy to do and the outfits are cool. And I like how they did it.
Okay.
I mean, they could have just had generic player models and nothing else. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I get it.
At least we had somebody to choose from.
In all seriousness, the operators are pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know. It's better than COD 4 where you just load in as whoever the fuck and you have no choice over it whatsoever. That's kind of cool. The downside, of course, of operators, which we're not going to get into too much here, and it's going to be very hard for me to stick to the topic here because I hate this game.
It's pretty simple. Just stick to the topic, you stupid bitch.
Okay. Well,
How
most
about that?
of the
how
operators...
about this? How about instead of saying, well, this is what I don't like about it, you just don't say that part, right? How about that?
Okay.
How about you just refrain from complaining? We've complained the last 74 episodes. Give them a break. Let the viewers have one slightly positive episode.
Okay. All right, fine. The operators are pretty cool. Yeah, I like it.
That's it. Pretty cool.
Except for the Rose tier 100 skin from last season.
Oh, yeah, in Warzone.
She's invisible. It's like fucking that Halo little active camo power up. It was a shit reference. Doesn't matter. My jokes have been shit last week too.
Yeah, you're not very funny tonight.
Last Wednesday. Yeah, well, yeah, which is unusual because I'm fucking hilarious normally. But yeah, no, they're cool.
I guess squeaking. By the way, you opening your door?
No, it's my mic arm. Sorry. Their challenges aren't terrible. I like that the challenges like unlocked color variations on like roughly the same outfit. That was kind of cool, I think. But yeah.
See, they weren't bad.
Yeah,
the outfits were kind of cool for the most part.
They were fine. Yeah.
I can't think of her name, but there's one of the girls has this outfit that's like a kitten face suit, and I love it.
Mara.
No, it's not Mara.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's kittens all over her body, and it's like purple or pink or something.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Tanner and I just disagree here, I think.
Okay.
And like, let me remind you, we're starting from least good to most good. So this is not an important point for either of us. Second one, let's move on.
It was the only other thing we could think of.
Let's move on. Field upgrades. Well, you added caveats here. So we're going to get into caveats. Most of the field upgrades are
Iskra, yeah. Are
pretty good. And I like how they handled them. I also like, as you mentioned, which you can expound on, that dead silence is no longer is not a perk in this game, which is great. So yes, I do like how they handled the field upgrades. I don't know if I like that they charge faster. Like, is that better than the Cold War system where the field upgrades are just a static cooldown timer that doesn't change at all?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have any issue with the recharge time on Modern Warfare, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should have it recharge faster if you're like doing super well.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you should.
Know? So yeah,
some kid camping in a corner shouldn't get his stopping power as quickly as some guy running and killing everybody and maybe playing the objective, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, agreed.
Some shotgun corner camping piece of shit.
Yeah. And then my only thing that I don't like is stopping power. I don't think that should be a field upgrade. Further, I don't think it should exist in a first-person shooter game. It makes gunfights like inconsistent. And I can usually tell now, because we've unfortunately tortured ourselves by playing this game for however many hours we have. When I die to stopping power, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Well, I had no chance. Like a stopping power MP5, good luck, dude. You're just dead.
Yeah,
You're just
I guess you're right.
But
so
go ahead.
Okay, so maybe we should just delete all this and delete this portion from the pod.
All right, well, this episode
field upgrades aren't good.
We'll be back. No, I like the field upgrades though. I like the munitions box because it's not like unlimited ammo and it allows you to not run scavenger, which I like quite a bit. I don't know. I like most of them. I like the recon drone. I like the trophy. I like how it's a field upgrade rather than like in BO4, the trophy system was equipment and it was in a pick 10 system. So no one ever ran trophy. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like that. I like the field upgrade system. I just don't like stopping power. That's pretty much what I'm saying. So
I don't think stopping power is as bad as what you're saying, except for in Warzone. In Warzone, stopping power absolutely shouldn't be loot that you can pick up. It's the dumbest thing ever. But in multiplayer, when you like respawn anyways, I don't think stopping power is that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not great. I die quicker than I do anyways. But it's only really bad in Warzone. The thing is, I don't even really run it in multiplayer. I usually just run Dead Silence anyways. Because that's what I prefer. But so you like Dead Silence this way compared to as a perk, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
only because Dead Silence is so fucking strong in this game. Like, you're so much quieter with Dead Silence. You don't make
any noise at all. Like you make literally nothing.
Exactly. Like in BO4, Dead Silence was a perk, but it didn't make you fucking silent like it does in this game. You know? Like, the difference between BO4 Dead Silence and not was like 20%, for example. In MDub, Dead Silence up and not, it's like 150%. Like, it's just so crazy. So if it's going to be that strong, it needs to not be a perk, yeah.
Yeah, so I like how they did it. I don't really like it as a perk. To me, it just incentivizes like less gunfights than there already are in this game. Like, there's already not gunfights. You kill somebody and that's the end of it, or you get shot in the back or something. And I feel like if this game specifically had Dead Silence as a perk, it would have been worse than it even was.
Yeah.
Because I would have been getting killed from some dumb shit kid from behind who just happened to spawn there. And I would have never known. Never heard him, nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Agreed. Yeah.
But yeah, so I like how they did it that way. And yeah, stopping power, it's debatable. It wasn't horrible in multiplayer though. That's where I'm at. It wasn't like game breaking like it is on an Origin and Warzone or something.
I agree with that. And yeah. And the stakes are higher in Warzone. So if you get like fucking stopping power one tapped by an Origin while you're full health in like the second to last circle, that's really unfun. And then the consequences of dying in Warzone are you don't respawn unless you whatever kind of, you know what I mean. The consequences are a lot higher. TGD saying stopping power recoil should be insane. That would be a way to balance it for sure.
Yeah,
they should also mention that stopping power adds recoil, by the way. It's not in the tooltip. The only way you'll know that is if you are like observant or you fucking watch Exclusive Ace's videos. Friend of the pod, by the way. Which we recommend you do. Shout out to Exclusive Ace. But yeah, I don't know. I agree with that. Adding more recoil to it would balance it for sure. But not really on like an SMG. I feel like. I don't know. Depends how close they are, obviously. But anyways, yeah. Field upgrades, pretty good. So we like those. Next point here. Graphics look good. This is kind of 2 points that we're going to kind of roll into one.
Oh.
The graphics do look good. This is like, there's no caveats here. The game looks good. The character models are like cool looking. The graphical fidelity is quite high, and it still performs quite well. Quite a bit of frames that you can push relative to other games where the game just looked worse. So the graphics are really good in this game, and the PC optimization is also quite good. As Tanner mentions, better performance than BO4 had on PC, so higher frames, and the game looks better. I mean, it's just really well optimized, actually. So yeah, I agree. This is just unequivocally a good thing, how good this game looks. You can't really make a strike against this game with the graphics.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics are great, and sometimes it's almost like it's too realistic, like with the sun rays and shit, that it ruins the visibility, which, don't worry. We'll get into that.
We'll for sure get into it. Yeah.
Not even next week. It'll be the week after. Believe me, we'll get into the visibility. But yeah, not much else to say. Graphics look great. The weapon models look really, really good. The reload animations are really good. All of that. They did a great job at all of that shit.
Yeah, agreed. And yeah, it's just weird that it looks so much better. And also has like higher frames than BO4.
Yeah.
Like BO4 looks like such cartoony trash, and the frames are also worse. It's very weird.
Yeah, I was worried towards the end because I started playing BO4 on I had a GTX 970 graphics card, and then I upgraded to a You're such shit. I upgraded to a Strix 2070 because I was like, oh, Modern Warfare is going to be coming out. I'm going to need an even better graphics card because this game is going to be more poorly optimized than BO4.
Right.
And hey, to my surprise, I averaged like probably 40 frames higher, actually. It's a big difference. So they did a really good job with that. Warzone... Nah, Warzone's good with optimization too. I'm just pissed I'm not at like 200 frames constantly, but guess we can't, beggars can't be choosers there.
Well,
but yeah. Multiplayer optimization specifically, fantastic.
Yeah. Even Warzone optimization is pretty good because the map is way bigger. Frames,
but yeah.
The map is way bigger. Like, there's a lot more shit to render. I don't know. I think
make it smaller.
take out. Actually.
Hey, take out downtown and I'll average 40 more frames. How about that?
Yes. Agreed.
Fucking cocksuckers.
Take out 90% of the buildings. We'll get into it. Yeah. There's so much to get into, dude. I just want it to be next week. We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's going to be 2 weeks. It won't even be next week.
Yeah, there's a lot of ugly shit for sure to cover. It'll go over.
6-hour episode.
But yeah. This next note I just added because Tanner reminded me. How the guns feel. This is something that you can especially appreciate after having played the Cold War beta. Honestly, this isn't something that I care that much about. And some people care a lot more than I do. But I'm hearing a lot of people say, like, oh, the Cold War guns, they feel like they're like fucking plastic Nerf guns. They don't feel like real. Whatever.
Oh, they're shit. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever feel means, I'm not really sure. I don't know if that means a combination of the sound, the handling, the recoil pattern. I don't know if it's merely how it looks.
They look like death, so we'll start there.
But I think it's probably like a confluence of factors. But the guns feel really good in Modern Warfare. If you're shooting like an Odin, it feels like it's fucking powerful and does a lot of damage. Which comports with its actual stats, because the Odin actually does do a fuck ton of damage. And then if you shoot like the model, for example, you're just boom, and you just rack the slide like fucking John Wick, and it just feels like a powerful gun that you can just one-tap kids with, which you can. So the guns feel really good, and they comport with how they perform, which I think is really cool. Which Cold War is not like terrible at, but it's definitely way worse than like the feeling of M-Dub's guns. Why do the Modern Warfare guns feel better? What do you think it is?
They just did a way better job. The weapon models in general are like 4K versus the weapon models on
you think it's
Cold
just how
War
they look?
are like 240p. They look like ass, bro. Actually, they look so fucking bad. I think it's also though like the time frame it's set in. Like obviously because this is modern, the M4 looks way better than the M16 does in Cold War because that's, you know, based in an older time frame. Yeah.
40 years.
And that's what the gun looked like. It was ugly, right? It was dumb looking. So that's, I think, what it is for the most part. I saw a lot of people complain about the reload animations. I didn't really have time to pay attention to that since I was crashing every 4 minutes. So I don't even know if I ever reloaded, actually. I don't think I ever had time. Just fucking crash the desktop every time.
Yeah, F's in the chat. Maybe that's why you were crashing. Just don't reload, idiot.
Don't reload, forehead. Yeah.
Sit on a grenade every time you
but yeah, I think it's the recoil patterns and everything. Just overall weapon handling in this game was 10 out of 10, I think. Really good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's like so many parts of this game were just perfect, dude. And they ruined it with we'll get into it. It's so frustrating.
Yeah,
though. This should have easily been the best Call of Duty ever made. Makes me so fucking mad. It had the most potential of any COD in the last 10 years.
Oh, 100.
Ever.
It was transformative.
It had the most, yeah. And they fucked it up. Joe Seacott should be fired and shot in the street like a dog. In game, of course.
In game, of course.
In
yes.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare in Verdansk.
And yeah. Or on Grozna Raid. Should be
Grozna
buried.
Raid.
He should be buried in the hell he created called Grozna Raid. God, that map is such fucking dog shit trash. We'll get into it. Okay. Anyways, yeah, the guns do feel good. I'll give you that. Our next point here about what we like about this game. The kill streaks. I'm glad you added this, Tanner, because this is true. I feel like you have some notes here, which I'll let you talk about. But what I like about the kill streaks is they're not super OP. And that's good. Like, there's no threat. There's no BO4 Thresher where it's just like you automatically lose if they call it. Like, the best streak in this game is probably like a chopper gunner.
We called a lot of them.
We called, yeah, well, of course, we called 8 of them each match because we're gods. But like, there's no, the best streak in this game depends on the game mode, but I would say in general, chopper gunner probably. But that's like, it's really deadly, but it's also like not very tanky. So if you
It's
aren't
pretty easy to
dumb-
shoot down.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that the streaks, they're good, but they're not like OP. And there's absolutely counterplay to them.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, as the earner of the streak, it feels good because it's going to get you kills, especially the good ones. But on the other hand, if you have shit teammates and they're just nonstop feeding, you're not going to be subjected to a BO4 Thresher for the entire match. So I like the kill streaks. And then you have some extra things here, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was a big fan specifically of White Foss. I know we both were. Any war crimes in a video game is okay by me.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And
Love
we need
calling
to
in
see
the
more
war crimes.
war crimes.
Yeah,
We're
more
hoping
war
there
crimes,
are more
please.
things in the Call of Duty Cold War that are against the Geneva Convention. That's
Yeah,
what
I want
to see.
more Huffington Post articles talking about how Call of Duty has war crimes in their video
Did you
game.
see the? I think it was Kotaku wrote an article where it says Ronald Reagan instructs players to like assassinate foreign leaders in the next Call of Duty game. And it's a screenshot of the campaign where you're like talking to Reagan or whatever. It was so fucking funny. These SJW cunts just mauling.
Yeah.
It was so funny. But so yeah, we want more of those, of course.
Yeah, White Foss on Ground War specifically is the fucking best. Hey, if you run White Foss on anything but Ground War, you're an idiot. But in Ground War, it's fantastic and so fun to use. Like VTOL, Chopper Gunner, Gunship, Advanced UAV, they're all really good in this game without being too overpowered, I think. Now, the only thing I could say about all of that is support Helo was dog shit, and it should have actually been traded with VTOL, I think. To actually balance it better, it should have been traded with VTOL because it was awful, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's worse than a
support
VTOL, and it takes 3 more kills to get.
Oh, support Helo gets actually 2 kills and then it's dead. So it's awful.
Yeah.
It's like hovering 30 feet off the map. Everybody's shooting at it because it's as big as the sky. So it's hard to miss. But yeah, I don't think VTOL is overpowered, but either support Helo should have been swapped with it or just there was no reason to have it. Nobody ran it.
1000% agree. Yeah.
But for the most part, kill streaks in this game, I was a big fan of.
Yeah, agreed. What I would have done is I would have made Chopper Gunner 11, VTOL 10, support Helo 8. That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Because Chopper Gunner is better than VTOL, so it needs to cost more. But VTOL and Chopper Gunner are better than support Helo. So, yeah, agreed.
I agree.
It's just trash. But anyways, yeah. The streaks are largely very good. And yeah, I'm so glad there's White Foss in it. It makes me smirk every time I call it, because I'm like, this is a war crime. And it just makes me, feel warm and fuzzy inside.
Of course, it is shit.
We are war criminals.
You want to
the drop shot.
That's true. You want to catch up? I'll go pee real quick.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Go for it. What do we have here?
You shut up, man. Listen, who is?
That's such a great soundbite. Okay, what do we have here? Sorry, boys. I've been balls deep in this. Tanner's taking a piss break. I'll take this time to say, okay, mullet proof with the 5,551 bits. Let's round that out to 5550, right? Let's do that. But thank you, and the gifted sub to friend of the pod, the Gaming Definition TV. Let's go, dude. Mullet, you animal. Thank you, brother. I deeply appreciate you. I am deeply honored, humbled, and privileged. That is a lot of bits, by the way. So much love for that. And, of course, for gifting TGD James a sub here. Now, again, I'll remind all of you, if you have $5 to spare, go to TGD's channel and gift subs to his channel to other people. We want to support God Kings, Call of Duty royalty, of course, like TGD. Speaking of Call of Duty royalty, the Archduke, Tartar Bits, welcome, brother. Glad to have you here. But Mullet, thank you again, dude. I appreciate you. Mad Max, also, with the 300 biddies. Let's go. Thank you, brother. Survivor, with the Primarino, 2 months. And Dr. J-Web, with the 2 gifty boys. You love to see it, boys. Thank you. Very much. Young men. I appreciate it. Survivor, I don't recognize your name, even though you're a 2-month sub, so I'm shit. Sorry. But welcome back, dude. Thank you. Yeah, and sorry I didn't get to these right away. That's going to continue, by the way. We have a lot of content to do this evening, so.
Not really. We're actually
Well,
like more than halfway through.
It's almost over.
So
no,
it's going to be over in 4 minutes.
The further we get in this list, the longer each bullet's going to take. Because like I said, we went from least good to most good. So there's going to be a lot more to say about later bullet points here. But it's, yeah, anyways, thank you all. Much appreciated. You love to see it. So Tanner is back.
I'm back.
And we will continue this program, this broadcast. Next point here. Okay, so now we're getting into good shit. This is a very good thing. One-hit kill weapons are not much of a problem. I would argue they're not really a problem at all. Because the time to kill is so high. Now, there is a caveat. Shotguns exist. But besides that, knives and like snipers, EBR even, Dragonov, SKS, these one-hit and other one-hit kill weapons, they're not that much of a problem in this game because the time to kill is so it's so low, excuse me. It's so fast that snipers aren't like super busted. And this is a theme that has recurred throughout many episodes of this podcast, which is the slower the time to kill, the more overpowered one-shot weapons, one-hit kill weapons become.
Yep.
Because just like in BO4, for example, I'll do a quick overview again. In BO4, time to kill was 100 milliseconds slower than this game. So that means the sniper has 100 extra milliseconds on average to just land one bullet and you're dead. And that makes that one-shot kill weapon quite good. Too good, I would say. In this game, that's not a problem. And that's a good thing because it is not fun and exciting to turn a corner with your AR, fucking laser some dude, and then he just one-taps you, even though you shot first. Shoot first, die first is always a bad thing to happen. And the only reason shoot first, die first should happen is if you tag some dude and then you have an aneurysm and you start missing. But if you're landing your shots and you shoot first, you should always win those gunfights. 90% of the time you should win those gunfights. So yeah. The one-hit kill weapons, unlike BO4, were just not an issue in this game. Besides shotguns, we'll get into it. I've really enjoyed that. Like not getting Javelina'd or Vendetta pre-nerf, for example.
Oh my God.
And if you guys played BO4, you know exactly what I mean by those two things. So, Tanner, your thoughts?
Was the Vendetta the most overpowered gun in Call of Duty in the last like 3 years?
Pre-nerf, I think. Oh, I don't know about that. But pre-nerf, it was probably the most OP gun there was ever in BO4. Although maybe the Hades crossbar.
It was fucking outrageous.
Honestly.
Like at the very beginning of the game. I didn't even start playing BO4 until that was nerfed. Because I remember when I came along, I think it was Itchy always talked about it, and it was dog shit at that point. So, I don't know. It wasn't that bad, I don't think. I don't really have much to say about this. It's not really something I think about. I mean, what you're saying makes complete and total sense, and I agree with you 100%. But it's not something I even think about, like, really until I played the Cold War beta, when I realized if somebody had a sniper, I could shoot them 4 times and they'll still kill me.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Because the time to kill is slightly higher.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Yeah, I do like how they did it in this game. I don't know. Snipers are going to be weird in Cold War, dude, because either people think they're completely busted or people think they're complete shit. It's kind of weird. So I'm interested to see how that all plays out. There's a lot of people that think they're trash, actually.
Really? In Cold War?
A lot of people. Yeah.
Are they controller peasants?
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Because they have aim assist. That's
no,
so weird.
A lot of them are, yeah.
That's so weird. Well, they're 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds then.
Yeah, well.
I was going to say 12 years old. That's why I said it all weird. But anyways.
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen that at all, actually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that happened more times in the Cold War beta than in Modern Warfare, where I started shooting at somebody. I got a few shots on. I'm like, oh, okay, it's an easy kill. And then they one-tap me with a sniper. And I was like, okay, I'll go kill myself now. in the back of the map in game. Yeah.
In game, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. Yeah. And this is kind of, I mean, the fact that one-hit kill weapons are not a problem in this game is not anything to do with the one-hit kill weapons so much as it is to do with the time to kill. And I'm not even saying that I like the fast time to kill, and that's why I very specifically wrote this note and said it in this way. I don't like how fast the time to kill is in this game. We'll get into it. But I do like that
we'll get into it.
That might be the title of this episode.
I need to clip that and put that on my soundboard. We'll get into it.
Yeah, we could do that for sure. So yeah, I'm not saying that it's good how slow or how fast the time to kill is. I'm saying the side effect of that happens to be a good thing, which I like about this game. Yeah. If that makes sense. So that's where I'm at. Next one. Really glad you added this. Really glad you added this. So I'm gonna open the floor. I'm gonna pass it to you, and then I'm gonna get out of my Secret Labs Titan share. Use code Dropshot for 0% off at checkout, and I'm gonna go to my toilet, wrangle my huge white cock out of my shorts, and piss into my toilet with it.
Well, let's just get to chat real quick. TGD is going to bed because he doesn't live in the United States.
Okay. All right. TGD, friend of the pod. I'm gonna head to bed now. Have a great night. Thanks for the raid, dude. I appreciate you, brother. And thank you for stopping by. I am very, very happy to have you here. I'm a big fan of yours. So it is cool.
Big fans, dude.
Yeah, we're both very big fans of yours. So it's cool to even see you in the chat. So thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Once again, the Gaming Definition TV on Twitch. Go follow him. Go gift subs to him. Good dude. A good bloke.
Yeah.
As his country.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah.
A good bloke. Yeah. Thanks for coming by, dude. I wish I could make more of his streams, but every time he's streaming, it's when I'm at work because we live on opposite sides of the world.
Well, he needs to move to the correct time zone. Of course.
Yeah.
Pacific Standard Time, actually.
Yeah. Maybe get a house with
streaming house with
streaming house with
Syrian.
Syrian.
That would be, dude. The fire vlogs, the collabs, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for the raid. That was really cool.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good night, brother. Much appreciated. So yeah, let's go through this next one real quick. Okay. And this is, like I said, Tanner, very glad he added this in because I shockingly had forgotten about this, but it's such a good point that I really like about this game. And that's why it's higher up on this list. Specialist. Specialist is a really fucking cool mechanic that is really fun. And it's like this totally alternative, like, playstyle reward system in this game that is not overpowered, but also not underpowered. So it's similarly good to like kill streaks. So Specialist, for those of you who may not know, is a system where instead of using kill streaks like UAV, VTOL, Chopper Gunner, you disable that, and then instead you enable Specialist, where if you get 2 kills, you get a 4th perk, 4 kills, a 5th, 6 kills, a 6th, 8 kills, all perks in the game, plus a bunch of weapon perks. And then it's called the Specialist bonus, Specialist Achieved. It's really cool that this is an option. This has been an Infinity Ward exclusive mechanic, I think. And you guys in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm very sure. I'm almost positive that this is only an Infinity Ward
is it?
thing. I think so. I think so. But anyways, the Specialist bonus
I don't think so.
Was back in this game. Chat can fact check me. What am I at the fucking debates, dude? Don't fact check me on this program, okay? You're gonna cut,
shut up, man. Listen, who is...
You're gonna cut my mic next? Well, we'll research that. But nonetheless, I really like that Specialist bonus is just in the game. And I think, as you said, it's nuts. It's really good. It's better than kill streaks for getting nukes, but it's worse than kill streaks for getting high kill games. So it's like perfectly balanced. It's like a pros and cons kind of thing. There's a trade-off. So I just love Specialist, the concept in general, and the execution in this game has been very good. So I'm going to go pee. Tanner, give us your thoughts.
Well, obviously I agree with you because I'm the one that thought of adding this because I'm smarter than you. But Specialist bonus is fantastic in this game. And we were fact-checked by Tartar Bits, friend of the pod. Also Call of Duty royalty. He said, mostly correct. Sledgehammer added it into World War II 6 months in, but no Treyarch games have had it. So there we go. Raz is mostly right, which for once is the case. He is usually not correct on most things. He's wrong about a lot of things. This one he wasn't completely wrong on. Thanks, Tar. But yeah, Specialist bonus in this game is fucking nuts. We said it a bunch of times, especially if you're going for nukes or something, you should be running Specialist bonus. Also, at some point, like, you know, when the game launches, I can understand running all the streaks. It's really fun. You want to drop White Foss on everybody. You want to use Gunship. You want to have VTOLs, UAVs, advanced UAVs. It's really fun to use. But eventually, that gets boring. You're like, okay, like, especially if you're running kill chain, you're like, okay, I get 5 kills and I have the rest of my streaks. You know, especially if you're playing ground war. If you get 5 kills, you use your precision or your cruise missile, you have up to White Foss, up to Chopper Gunner, Gunship every time. You maybe have to get like 1 or 2 more kills with your guns, right? So it kind of just gets boring after a while. Like if you want to practice your aim and just be like really good and actually feel like you're better than everybody and not just getting kills from streaks, Specialist is great to run. And the fact that you get all of the weapon perks, you get every perk in the game. I mean, it's nuts. Like you get sleight of hand on all your weapons. You get a frangible disabling, frangible wounding.
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, I already said that, I think. But it's fucking nuts and it's really fun to run. And I've been running that quite a bit recently. It wasn't until I played Ground War like a few days ago and I started running streaks again. But Specialist is a very fun change of pace. And I'm sure the majority, actually, the vast majority of people listening to this right now have probably never even used Specialist. Would you agree with that?
I would 1000% agree. Literally like 5% or less of people. Yeah.
So before this game ends, go on multiplayer, go on Ground War, and try Specialist. It's pretty fun. I enjoy using it. So yeah, I think they did it really well in this game. And I mean, it's essentially overpowered as shit, but it's not overpowered enough to like win your team the game.
Exactly.
So that's why people don't talk about it. It's insane.
Exactly.
But not enough people use it. And I genuinely think that's because most of the players in this game don't even know it exists. Because you have to like go to your perk screen and edit loadout. And then like when you go to select a perk or something, then you press R on PC to like activate Specialist. And it's not in big bold letters. Yeah. It's in fucking Times New Roman 12. The size is 12. the font is 8. It's up in the left corner.
Opacity is 20.
They don't care if players know, right? Because they're dumb. Because Joe Seacot's an idiot. They don't care if
Enemy
you know.
of the pod, Joe Seacott, yeah.
So you guys should try it sometime. It's really fun to use.
Yeah, agreed. Another reason it's not OP, like it is OP, but it's not. The reason it's not OP is because even if you have specialist bonus, you still have to shoot your gun and kill someone, which is a lot harder than just lobbing a 50 millimeter fucking cannon or 150 millimeter just cannon rocket out of a gunship that is a kilometer in the air. It's not a kilometer.
Definitely.
I'm done with the fact checking for this evening, so don't fact check that. But yeah, no, it's
Will
yeah.
you shut up, man? Listen, who is...
Will you shut up, man? We need to run that through RTX voice to cut out Trump, so it's only Biden. I bet you it could do it. So we'll get back to that.
I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, we'll get
for
back
sure
to you.
keep that in mind. But yeah, specialist bonus, great addition, Tanner. Good job. You're not smarter than me, so suck me off. But
okay,
we'll ignore that. Next point, which we did talk about this a little bit on our last Patreon episode, by the way, patreon.com/thedropshot, $5 a month, 4 bonus episodes per month, plus the entire vault of content, dude. So much content. I love that word, content. And I'll only say it that way from now on. So it's no longer content, it's content. Aim assist is appropriate in this game. Now, we've talked about this too. We have entered the era of crossplay. There's never going to be another PC-only FPS in 5 years. Like ever. That's done. So we've entered the era of crossplay, including this game. And with crossplay, you have to balance controller peasants. Shout out to my console users in the chat and listeners. It's all jokes. We're talking about a video game, so fucking relax. Relax. But you have to balance controller aim because obviously it's way less precise than you can aim with a mouse. And mouse aim. So the way to do that is aim assist. Aim assist absolutely has to be in a game with crossplay. Even without crossplay, if it's only console users, they need aim assist. You just can't have enough precision with a joystick that's fucking 2 millimeters tall or whatever. So in Cold War, we learned aim assist can be a little too strong. We learned this in Hyperscape. It can be a little too strong. We learned this in Apex Legends. It can be a little too strong. In the case of MDub, I think aim assist, now, stipulation. Tanner and I have not played on a controller, MDub. Tanner played like a game with it, whatever. I haven't. So I don't know what it feels like. But based on my experience and watching kill cams, super rarely happens. I usually don't die, but every once in a while I do. The aim assist is like appropriately strong in this game. Like it's not too weak to where controller users like fucking like bitch about it, but it's not too strong to where I feel like it's just unfair. Like the aim assist is well calibrated in this game, basically. That enables and allows for pretty competitive, equitable cross-play competition. So the aim assist, I think, was just done well, which is not easy to do, I don't think. So your thoughts?
Yeah, you pretty much said everything I was thinking. It's not overpowered, and that's the main thing. You know, it doesn't matter so much if crossplay wasn't a thing. You know, if it was just console or controller players going up against controller players, it doesn't fucking matter. It almost couldn't matter less. But when playing against PC players, especially, you notice it because your aim isn't like that. You know, there's no aim assist whatsoever.
Where it just, follows you. Yeah.
Yeah. But I have a whole mouse pad, so. But anyways, aim assist is fantastic in this game. Well, it's not fantastic. Aim assist isn't fantastic at all, ever. But it's done perfectly in this game as to where it's not overpowered. Because, Cold War, This wouldn't have been a note probably if we hadn't just played the Cold War beta. That's where we're at, I think. That's what makes us notice how strong it is in Cold War compared to this. This wouldn't even be a thing.
I agree. Because
it's a standard normal aim assist.
Well, it is the first like crossplay game. I do agree with you though. Like if you watch my Black Ops 4 year in review series, that was created after the MDub beta. And just like you said, there were things in that video that I would not have even thought to include were it not for MDub. One of them was visibility. On this section of the BO4 year in review, the good, I said visibility's great in this game.
Oh.
Which I wouldn't have even thought of, but it was fresh off the heels of dog shit MDub 2019, where you can't see anything anywhere at any time. And then I was like, oh, well, BO4, I don't have this problem, so that's a good thing about this game. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think we would have thought to include this were it not for Cold War beta. But nonetheless, it's still true. I think the aim assist is just like well done.
Yeah, it's like a standard aim assist. So
agreed.
How's that beer, by the way?
It's fucking good, dude.
Which one is that you're drinking?
It is Two Hearted Change It IPA. I'll show you the can.
Probably paid $12 a can for it since you got it delivered.
No, I didn't. But well, let's put
it on the company card. We'll have Ben's mom work it out.
The Dropshot LC card, yeah. It's a tax write-off. These are performance-enhancing drugs for our broadcast. So, next here, I wasn't sure if I should include this. Do you think it was appropriate to include this? Wait, okay, my computer's... What the fuck? Hold on.
What are you doing? Just highlight something, you stupid bitch.
It was frozen. My computer's dying. This. Do you think it was inappropriate to include this?
No.
You don't think
I think
so?
I think we can put that as a little side note when we get to that in the bad part. We'll be like, oh, this is fucking...
That's what I was thinking too.
X is fucking awful with the exception of this.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Yeah, so I was thinking
delete
that
it. Too. Delete it now.
Okay, it's gone.
Thank you.
Next, okay. Next note is crossplay. Like, this is kind of what we were just talking about. Crossplay is in the game. And that's a first for Call of Duty, actually. BO4 was the game before MDub, and it did not have crossplay. This game does. And crossplay has its own issues and challenges, which we'll get into. But for all of the bad aspects that crossplay introduces, it's still worth it. Crossplay is still better than not having it, even with the problems it brings. So the fact that this game just has crossplay is awesome. Bigger player base. You can allow for more playlists because the player base is so big that you can just have a playlist for every little thing and there's going to be people playing it. So the fact that there is crossplay is just fucking awesome for like everyone, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then it also, one thing that crossplay enabled Call of Duty to do is to dip their toes into larger scale game modes, such as Ground War and even Tens. So Tens was not in any Call of Duty before this. There was like
there was a mode,
right? It's called War, I think.
Yeah.
In old ass Call of Duties. Yeah. So
what was it called? Or it's called like Chaos or so. What was it called?
I think it was called War, dude.
Was it? Yeah. I'm thinking like a Chaos mosh pit or something.
That was in BO4, which was 6s. So yeah, War in World War II. That's what I thought. Anyways, for the most part, really large scale modes were not like a staple or a huge part of old Call of Duties. And when you enable crossplay, you widen your player base and like put them all together in such a way that you can create playlists such as Ground War. So even War in like World War II was a larger scale game mode, but it wasn't fucking 32v32. So that's really cool. And Ground War, by and large, is I'm not even going to go there. Ground War is sometimes fun. Is sometimes really fun.
It can be very fun at times.
It can be extremely fun, especially with the limited time mode Boots on the Ground War.
When you're having fun in Call of Duty multiplayer, it's either on Ground War without dying to tanks, which is why I like Anaya Palace the best by far.
Or 10s.
It's either Ground War or it's 10v10 Dom. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. So yeah, another good thing, yeah, again, is Ground War and 10s. I think the maps in this game are absolute trash. But for the handful, not even a handful, for the two-finger grasp full selection of good maps in this, there's no good maps. Passable maps in this game, Ground War and 10s are quite fun on those maps. On those two maps. So I like it. There are significant problems with both of these things, which we will get into, but they can be really good. And even if they weren't that good, it's cool that they're venturing into, or that they started to venture into this space to expand upon it in later titles such as Cold War, which is what we're seeing with Combined Arms. So I think it's good that they even started doing this foray into these larger scale game modes, because it's opened the door to Combined Arms Assault on Armada, which is quite fun. And the groundwork was laid for that mode in this game, which was with Ground War. So, your thoughts, Tanner?
Yeah. So what you're saying, yeah, those game modes wouldn't really exist without crossplay. Like this entire game without crossplay would be basically not the same game. Especially
for us on PC, which is the smallest population.
Yeah. Like just think of BO4. If Warzone came out in this game and it still wasn't crossplay, it would be actually probably hard to find matches for Warzone on PC. Like even with everybody switching now, it's because people are switching because games have crossplay now, right? So that's the main reason.
Dude, true.
So crossplay was was a fucking game changer for Call of Duty this year. It was one of the best things they could have done by far. Like this game would have just been dead. Because like I never personally played Blackout because, I was on PC and it was dead. It was dead as shit. But like, even if Warzone was the way that it is right now, it could be completely dead on PC if it weren't for crossplay. It's like even though there's negatives to it and we have issues with certain things, crossplay definitely played a huge factor in making this game playable. Because we wouldn't be able to find lobbies right now. Like I was just saying earlier, I was playing Ground War for a few hours the other day. You don't ever have trouble finding lobbies. I find a lobby within seconds every time, and it's because of crossplay. So yeah, Ground War I thought was really good in this game. The biggest issue with that was tanks, obviously. Boots on the Ground War should have been a permanent playlist alongside with a regular Ground War. I think they both should have been there.
As Mulletproof Mute has said in the chat, agree 100%. Yeah,
because there's already a ton of game modes. Like, what is adding Ground War and then Infantry Ground War going to change, really? I think Infantry Ground War would end up being way more popular, actually.
I wonder who prefers tanks being Ground War. Like, what percentage of the population would rather have tanks in Ground War than not?
I think if you let everybody play, like, 5 hours of Ground War of both types, at least 90% of them would prefer infantry if they put the time in and actually played it. Because it's not like Battlefield. Like Battlefield, you have players specifically that don't ground pound. They use only vehicles. Mm-hmm. That's not a thing in this game, though. If you see a vehicle, like, okay, I'll spawn on this APC. I get 4 kills. I'm dead. I spawn in on B and start running around with a gun. Like, There's nobody that plays just vehicles because there's no reason to, because it's dumb, right?
It lacks sophistication. Like Battlefield has the engineer where you can repair your tank.
Yeah.
Battlefield has counterplay to tanks where like tanks have to reload. Their turn speed isn't fucking instant.
Exactly.
You know, and Battlefield has like those jets, which are not trivially easy to do well with. Did you ever fly those jets in Battlefield?
Oh, I used vehicles a ton. That was my favorite thing to do in Battlefield. Ben and I used to
We're looking for a new co-host.
Ben and I used to run the helicopters often, where one of us would fly and one of us would gun. That was very fun to do. I love doing that. But in Battlefield, vehicles were fun, and it like, if you got killed by a tank in Battlefield, it wasn't like, oh my god, fuck these tanks. It was just a part of the game.
Yeah.
That's how it was. This shouldn't be in the game, right? It should just be infantry, ground war.
Agree. And the another reason for that too is that the Battlefield maps are fucking way bigger than ground war maps. So you can avoid vehicles pretty easily if you want to.
And like you said, there's way more counters to it.
Yeah,
it's like even if you don't have a rocket launcher or something, you have a friendly helicopter flying around the map that if they see a tank in front of you, they're going to try to take out, you know?
Yes.
There's other aspects to it. It's not like you're just fucked all of a sudden.
Like you said, dude, it wasn't like vehicles in Battlefield aren't an afterthought. They were like sophisticatedly made, well designed. And in this game, they are very much an afterthought. We're going to make a ground war map for Call of Duty. By the way, let's throw some tanks in and just not think about it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the only unfortunate part, because ground war is a fantastic game mode, and Anaya is like the best map in the game, I think. Anaya for ground war, at least. Obviously not Anaya incursion.
Or Anaya
kill yourself in game if you like that. Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Anaya, anything but ground war is dog shit, but it's fantastic in ground war because there's no vehicles in it.
It's fucking fun, dude.
It's the best ground war map, and there's nothing even close. But yeah, and
that might be the best game mode. Ground war Anaya Palace. I don't think I prefer any game modes in this game.
Dude, like what happened to Anaya? It literally disappeared.
Yeah,
I played for 3 hours the other day. I never got Anaya again. I don't even know if it's in the game. Truly. They could have just removed it.
We should just look at the patch notes.
What's wrong one?
That's absolutely the wrong one. Yeah, fucking
That's
rat
absolutely
fucks.
The wrong one.
Which we will get into, the abysmal patch notes in this dog shit game.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and 10v10 Dom was the best playlist in the game. So if you didn't play that for the first 3 months this game came out, fuck yourself. You're the reason it died off. And you didn't even give it the chance because you're dumb like Raz. And I tried telling him.
Yeah, true.
I tried telling him 2 weeks after this game came out, I started playing 10s. I was like, dude, I think 10s is what we have to play because we were not having fun. It was longer than 2 weeks, by the way. It was probably like a month. I was like, dude, it
was like a month.
6s is not fun. Nothing is fun about this. The maps blow fat cock.
Sprint out time is atrocious. No mini map.
It's awful. So I was like, we need to play 10s. And I started playing 10s on my own, and he's like, no, that's fucking dumb. Because it wasn't traditional Call of Duty. So I understand his, what's the word for it?
Rationale?
Sure. For not wanting to play it. Right? Because it's not traditional Call of Duty. It's not something you think of. But it was 100% the best playlist in the game. And a big fuck you, I'm flipping you off, by the way, to all of you that never played it because you're the reason it died. It was the funnest part of Call of Duty multiplayer, and it's gone now.
Yeah. F's in the chat for 10s, Dom.
Yeah. Big F's in the chat. 10s is fucking terrible. Now, I don't want to play 10s kill confirmed on Crash, right?
On Anaya Palace.
On Anaya Palace,
which is,
right?
It's astounding that passed selection.
But 10v10 Dom was the best.
Yeah, but we'll get into that. Yeah, agreed. You summed that up well. Okay.
Of course I did.
Well, okay. Let's move on. I think we actually did this. Oh yeah, we did this. Okay. Next point here. which is important. And this also might not have been on this list were it not for the Cold War beta, as Tanner mentioned. But the Cold War beta made us appreciate some things about MDub. One of which is hit registration / netcode. This was also kind of a problem in BO4. One of the gripes I have with BO4 was that the ping was fake news. So it would say
You are fake news.
It would say I had 30 ping when I didn't. It would say I had 50 ping when I didn't. And if it said I had 50 ping, I would at the best have 50 ping. I would never have less than it told me. So in this game, let's be clear, the ping is sometimes fake news in this game, but it's a lot more rare that that's the case than it was in like BO4, for example. And a part of the reason for that is crossplay. Because of course I'm going to have high ping on PC when there are 10 people online on Earth playing BO4. So we're all going to connect to the one server that is being used for Call of Duty PC on BO4. But even barring the ping considerations, the hit reg is almost always performs well. This is another thing we talked about on our latest Patreon episode, patreon.com/thedropshot. Any shills in the chat? The hit reg, yeah, it is good. It just works well. It works better than it did in BO4. Part of the reason for that is I have lower ping on average in this game than I did in BO4, for sure, because that's like the biggest part of hit reg. But also, even if I was comparing a 50 ping BO4 lobby, a real 50 ping BO4 lobby, to a 50 ping MDub lobby, hit reg is just better. I don't know why. I'm not a fucking, whatever. Network admin? Is that what the job title would be? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Nonetheless.
Couldn't matter less.
Couldn't matter less, correct. But the hit reg is better than any Call of Duty in recent memory for me. And like I said, we wouldn't have pointed this out were it not for the Cold War beta, where the hit reg was the worst I've ever seen. And I'm not exaggerating. Literally the worst I've ever seen for PC players, myself included. But in this game, it works like really well. And I have like very few issues with it. And another reason I wouldn't have thought of this is because when something is working as intended, you don't notice it. Like if your car is working, you don't notice like little details of your car. It's just like, okay, it worked. Great.
Yeah.
But as soon as something goes wrong, then you start paying attention, whatever. So that's why I wouldn't have thought to like include hit reg in this list until we saw Cold War. But it is true. I just have I've complained about hit reg in this game literally 5 times, maybe 10 times total, which is very, very little compared to how many hours I've played this game. So, Tanner, your thoughts?
Yeah, there's not much else to say there. It is much better. Yeah, this wouldn't be in the notes if we didn't just play the Cold War beta 100%.
Yes, 100%.
Because it was good hit reg. There's nothing to complain about with it. I mean, whenever you're playing your rage and you're like, dude, how the fuck did I not hit that guy? But if like you actually go back and watch it in slow-mo, you probably didn't hit him in this game. But the same cannot be said for the Cold War beta. Like there were so many clips I saw slowed down of somebody hitting the enemy like 4 times in a row and literally none of them registering.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's just a beta issue. We'll fucking see.
We will fucking see.
But yeah, it was really good in this game.
Yeah.
Nothing to complain about. And especially you would think for a crossplay game, hit reg would be worse. I don't know why I think that, but it makes sense, right? Doesn't it kind of make sense? That you would think with crossplay, it would bring negatives like that, like the hit reg, the connections, etc. would be worse.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not fucking Bill Gates. I don't know. No.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, hit reg was really good in this game. Big fan of it.
Agreed.
Big fan.
Agreed. All right, real quick. Tanner, if you have to pee, now's the time. What do we have here? Sorry that I haven't pointed these out sooner, but I warned you, so figure it out.
May as well go. I don't have to pee, but if you're telling me.
Yeah, go piss out of your average white cock, as you said. What do we have? Okay. Mad Max, I don't know if you've gifted or given more bits since I last addressed my dashboard. But if you have, thanks, dude. Quite a few bits tonight, brother. I appreciate you. Also, Goated Oat, a 26-year-old male patron, streamer, by the way. Goated Oat, Goatedoat, one word on Twitch. Go follow him. Support people who support the Dropshot, right? Has cheered 1,050 bits 2 times, which is a total of, quick maths, 2,100 biddies. Let's go, dude. Thank you, brother. Goated Oat, I appreciate you, man. You've been here for quite a while, by the way, and you are, in general, a fairly quiet guy. You're very mullet-proof mute-esque, right? Support, heavy support, light on the chatting and the commentary. Now, that's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just a thing. That's fine. I don't care. I'm just glad you're enjoying the program. But also, I very much appreciate the 2,100 bits, dude. That is a lot of scratch, and I appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Also, Mullet with the 5 gifty boys. Mad Max again. Lots of biddies. 100 more. 200 more. I don't fucking know. Playful Relic paying it forward with the gifty boy himself. Bud Reds with the 500 bits. And Call Me Al with the gifty boy. Let's go, boys. Goated Oat says, let's go. 4-month sub today. You missed it. Oh, shit. 4 months, dude. Thank you, Oat. I appreciate it. The resub thing is like kind of wonky on Twitch on this shit fucking platform.
On Streamlabs, you mean? How it like doesn't show it half the time?
Or Streamlabs, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, Streamlabs is shit.
Streamlabs is, yeah, it's not great. But Goated Out, thank you, dude, for the resub as well, I suppose. And for the bits. Much appreciated, young man. Thank you, dude. And yeah, everyone else as well. Playful Relic, I appreciate that. Call Me Al. Designer extraordinaire, who needs to send me the sleeve, by the way. I'm not going into detail because I want it to be a surprise, but Al, hey, DM me back. But thanks for the support, dude. I appreciate you. And Bud as well, 500 bits. Thanks, boys. And Playful Relic, of course. All of you, much appreciated. Much love. By the way, I saw TGD got a lot of support from you guys. I appreciate that a lot.
Indeed.
It's helpful to young James, the Brit, friend of the pod, which is cool, which is great. But it's also helpful to us because what we're doing is we are making it super clear if you get in our orbit, right? Our orbit, you will be blessed by this insane community. Now, I don't know why you guys piss away money more than any Twitch chat I've ever fucking seen. Which is absolutely true, by the way. Relative to our size, this is the most generous community on Twitch. And don't at me. It's facts. And I refuse to accept otherwise. I don't know why, but I'll fucking take it and thank you. So when you guys are like helping out TGD, who is helping out us, it helps us out a lot. And it also helps out TGD, who's a great dude. So he deserves it in and of himself. But also, it helps us too. So it's very appreciated. So all of you who did that, thank you. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
And you guys have been doing
Friends
that.
of the pod.
Friends of the pod, yeah. And you guys have been doing that for other people as well. Archduke Tartar Bits, Aussie Menace, Salmonella, and others. There's more, I'm sure, that I just can't think of right now. But I like that you guys are all super generous, not only here and on Tanner's stream, but also on Patreon and shit, but also on just like, you know, other community members. It's very incestuous in a good way. Let me get some K-Konas in the chat for that one. So thank you. We really do appreciate that. It helps you guys, obviously, but also, again, it helps us. Like, that's, you know, and that means something. So we appreciate it.
It means something. Yes, thank you.
It does mean something, yeah. By the way, okay, Deacon Cheese has donated 90 United States dollars with an attached message in all caps.
Uh-oh.
Let's fucking go. Do we see what's coming? What's coming next? What do we got?
What's coming?
Another BO Cold War giveaway.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go indeed, dude. Fantastic, Deacon. 90. Okay, by the way, this is another thing I can't explain. How many fucking copies of this game are we going to give away, dude?
about 15, I think.
Literally, dude. And these are ultimate editions. These are $90 each, dude. This is what I mean.
Nobody's given away a standard edition. It's all just been ultimate.
It's all
so
ultimate
funny.
only. Yeah, well, we only do, of course, the best top shelf at the Dropshot Call of Duty podcast. The hottest up and coming podcast in gaming.
Top shelf liquor, top shelf micro brewed beer, freshly brewed, freshly tapped.
Amen.
You know, ultimate editions of video games.
Amen.
RTX 3090s.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah, Deacon, thank you, dude. I'll have to arrange for that to be done. So I'm going to write a note so I don't forget. Deacon, if you could go ahead and DM me tomorrow so that I remember. I'll write it down, but if you could DM me, I'd appreciate it. And also, if you want me to plug your stream, your Twitter, your Instagram, let me know. Because you should get some, of course, advertisement out of your very generous contribution to this program. So I appreciate that. And we will be doing another giveaway in your stead on your behalf. So thank you, dude. We will for sure make that happen at some point. But yeah, like, I don't understand why these people are so generous. It's crazy. We've literally given away more fucking Black Ops games than fucking Charlie Intel, Drifter, and fucking Swag and Nick Merckx
FaZe
combined.
Clan.
FaZe Clan as an entity, which is an amalgamation of multiple very, very large streamers combined, all of them, because you guys are insane. So thank you very much. Deacon, thank you as well, dude. We will put that 90 United States dollars to good use. Now, if you wanted to sponsor a not giveaway and just give me $90, hey, that works too. But
jeez.
But I will,
because you'd be in jail.
But any embezzlers? But we will appreciate respect your wishes with these 90 United States dollars, and we will funnel them into a giveaway. So thank you, Deacon. I appreciate you, dude. All right. Let's move on. Next. This is a very good point, and this isn't exactly unique to MDub, but it started with MDub. And that is this. No DLC pay-to-win weapons. So we talked about this on one of our episodes where we were talking a lot about the gaming revolution. Another friend of the pod, of course, the leaker extraordinaire, who basically single-handedly stopped loot crates from coming back for this installment of Call of Duty, and further, as a precipitation of that, stopped loot boxes from like ever being a thing in Call of Duty again. Because as soon as they stopped them this game, they learned they're still going to make $3 million a day in microtransactions. So now they're going to think, oh, well, we're never doing that again. Because if we bring it back, we're going to face a ton of flack and we're going to make less money. So if we can make more money and also keep our community happy by not having loot boxes, let's do that. Perfect. And that's what they've done. There have been no pay to win weapons ever in this game. All of them have been in the free battle pass stream. They are unlockable without spending a fucking cent through just playing the game, since you've already paid full retail price. So that is very fair to do. And also, if you pay, then you can get them instantly. So, which is fair. They're going to make their money because you're an impatient rat. By the way, twitch.tv/Razinon fits that bill. I've done it every time. So everyone's happy with this system, and it's great. And it also doesn't incentivize Infinity Ward to make DLC weapons OP so that people spend a bunch of money on loot crates to unlock the OP weapon. So that results in DLC weapons actually being relatively well balanced as well, which is great. So, yeah, we're just happy to see that the DLC pay to win bullshit is a thing of the past, and it started with this game. So, your thoughts?
Well, I kind of liked using the Switchblade BO4. So
yeah, you like having an unfair advantage.
Hey, I had no issue with it. I racked up thousands of kills with that thing before they nerfed it. So, but yeah, I mean, they figured out the formula that the way they're doing it now makes them more money anyway. So yeah, they won't be going back to that. And like the overall way they tied in like the battle pass and everything, it's pretty cool. It had a lot of promise. Unfortunately, it was fucking awful. Everything you actually get from the battle pass was dumb.
The paid battle pass, you mean?
The paid battle pass, yeah.
Right.
Was disgusting and terrible.
Oh, true.
But
absolutely true. Which we'll
yeah,
get into.
We'll get into that more. But yeah, having no pay to win weapons is fantastic. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been times where guns are overpowered in this game, like shotguns in Warzone and stuff. For the most part, they've eventually nerfed them after an amount of time. But again, they weren't pay to win weapons.
Tonight, actually.
Like you'll even get them. A lot of them, like, how do you unlock some of these guns? Like one of the shotguns is get like 7 sliding kills with a shotgun.
Yes,
in 7 different matches or something.
Well,
or that was for a certain type of round.
Well, so for the Jack 12, the most recent DLC weapon, which we'll get into, the way to unlock this, it was actually not in the Battle Pass stream at all, but it's still free. And the only thing you had to do was get 2 hipfire kills with a shotgun in 7 different matches.
Yeah. And
that's immediately available to everyone, irrespective of whether or not they paid for the Battle Pass.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did it great in this game. I'm glad pay to win weapons are gone, hopefully forever. And hopefully other development teams take notice of that, and that's just a thing of the past. Because there's still companies that are doing that shit. Like I know EA Games is doing it with certain things like crates. Even in sports games that are fucking ridiculous and people complain about. So these companies need to figure it out. In the long run, they'll make way more money not having that dumb system. So yeah. I'm glad they changed that in this game.
Agreed. And just like you said, which is a super important point, which I've said a lot, I love this microtransaction system they have now, because literally it's best case. It's not only like everyone's content, but it's even more than that. Everyone is as happy as they could possibly be. I mean, the consumers are happier than the loot box system, because now pay to win weapons don't exist anymore. Everyone can get the weapons. And in addition to that, the company is making way more money on microtransactions than they were before. So it's like the reason the loot boxes existed was to get more money from consumers. But then when they went away from the system and made the consumers happy, they also made more money as a result of that decision themselves. So it's like a win-win. And it's like, I'm very happy with that. This says less about... Sorry. Excuse me. This says less about Infinity Ward or MW specifically than it does Activision, but I still thought it was worth mentioning because this is the first game in recent years in which that has been the case. And it set the precedent, just like Ground War set the precedent for combined arms. This set the precedent for never going back to loot boxes again. And again, everyone's happy with that. So yeah, we're big fans of that. So
big fucking fans.
I do agree the Battle Pass, all the stickers and sprays, it's a huge don't care. And the blueprints, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're getting into the don't ever
I'm trying to put it all on one page.
Oh, I see. Control Z is your friend, by the way. It means it's a keyboard shortcut for undo. So if you delete the entire document, like watch, I'll show you.
Oh, I know
bitch.
that. I know that.
Oh, no,
I used
it's all
Control Z
gone.
earlier.
Control Z. Oh fuck.
It didn't.
Okay.
It didn't work.
Whew, it didn't. Okay, we're back though. Yeah, Control Z is just undo. So, anyways, next. So yeah, now we're getting into the points. These are things. Here on out, these are things that are really fucking good about this game. Like, actually. All of the next 4 things are like big W's. These are things I genuinely really like about this game. And there aren't many, but here they are. So, again, as I said, we've listed these from least good to most good. So now we're getting into the upper echelon of good things about this game. So, next point here. Movement and sliding specifically. Yeah, I don't know if you said movement. Who typed this?
I think you did. You wrote most of the notes, right?
Okay, Tanner wrote it.
What's wrong with the movement? Don't count like mounting as the movement.
I don't. I count sprint out time as the movement.
Oh, brother. Just get good, forehead. How about that?
I'm gonna amend this.
Okay.
And you can.
Okay, then just talk about sliding. That's fine. No, just talk about sliding. Cocksucker. What'd you just do? There we go.
I don't know what you used. Oh, you. Okay. Okay. So the sliding.
Dear Lord.
The sliding in this game is like really good, actually. It performs quite well. It has pros and cons, just like BO4. The pros are you can move faster. You shrink your hitbox. You're a little more unpredictable. So sliding has benefits, which are those. The cons are you can't ADS while you're sliding. So, you know, you have to hip fire. So, whatever. But the sliding just performs well. And that might seem like a trivial point, but I actually don't think it is. Because, I mean, honestly, the sliding in BO4 was really good too. I'm not sure I have a point of comparison to say that sliding is bad in X or Y game. But I can envision sliding not working well.
I think it's just another one of those things where, like, it's good, but it wouldn't be in the notes if this game was better and we had more to say that was good about it, you know?
Maybe that might be true. That might be true. Yeah.
But yeah, the sliding is great in this game. Feels really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess it's, yeah, we would largely have to leave it at that. The sliding it's an awesome mechanic. It was introduced in BO4 and they re-implemented it in this game, and they implemented it well. It works well, and it has pros and cons, just like it did in BO4. It's very reliable. It's very consistent. Oh. Okay. And I just like the mechanic itself. So maybe, Tanner, you might have a point where this sliding that is not only in the game but also works well is not unique to MW, but nonetheless it's still really good, and I love that it exists. And also, you included movement and sliding. I will say, the handling with like weapons, the movement speed and stuff, like you slide better with an MP5 than an M91. You slide farther and faster, and that's not trivially simple to do, I would imagine, from a coding or development perspective.
No.
So it also comports with like what weapon you're using, which I think is great. So like I'm a big fan of the sliding. And yeah, I guess I'll leave it at that for now. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, there's not much to go into detail. It's just the sliding is, I think, really good in this game. There's certain games where when you slide, you go way too far, or you don't go far enough at all, and you think like, oh, what's the point in having sliding? I slid 1 foot, or I slid 10 inches, you know?
Yeah.
It's dumb. But this game, I feel like for the speed of your sprint compared to like the length and speed of your slide, I think they did it perfectly. And I slide all the damn time. And I like having the sliding mechanic, because in the older Call of Duties like COD 4, all people would ever do is just jump. You know, you go around a corner, you jump.
Yep.
You almost don't ever just run around the corner like when we played competitive, because it was just a habit to jump around a corner basically. So in this game, it's nice to have the sliding and the jumping.
Yeah.
And I think it creates more potentials for bigger plays, outplay, etc. So not that it's like a brand new thing. I just thought, I don't know, it felt very smooth and perfect in this game.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. 1000% agreed. Yeah, and that's such an important point where it's like, if you can only jump, then there's way less outplay potential than if you can jump and dolphin dive or jump and slide. Because then it makes it's also a rusher advantage if there's more mechanics like that. Because if I'm holding a sight line in COD 4, the dude's either going to walk this corner or he's going to jump it. So I'm either going to aim at his head or aim slightly higher than his head. That's it. But if sliding is also in the game, in addition to jumping, now it's a little more tricky to hold this corner. Because if he slides, I'm going to have to go down. If he jumps, I'm going to have to go up. Or if he just walks it, I'm going to shit on him because he's trash and never walk corners. So it's like, it's another dimension, like you said, and it widens the skill gap. And we are huge fans of anything that widens the skill gap. And the fact that sliding and jumping are in a game do that. So, yeah, agreed. Agreed. So, next point. This is not one of the best things about this game. It's just I just thought of it. So I wanted to include it. So, this is just a quick little aside. This isn't like one of the best things ever about this game, but it is something good about this game, so I wanted to include it. But it's not properly ordered, that's the point. The mantling system is perfect.
Yeah.
In BO4 and in Cold War, I will climb shit that I do not intend to climb. That has never happened to me ever, once, ever, ever in Modern Warfare, ever. Every single time I jump and I don't want to climb something, I won't fucking climb it. But if I jump and I do want to climb it, I will climb it every single time. The mantling is perfect in this game. It behaves perfectly. I never like press spacebar within a kilometer of a crate and then start climbing on top of it, being unable to ADS and then dying. Now this is another thing, like Tanner said, that would not have made it onto this list were it not for the Cold War beta, where if you jump, you will climb on something. If you want to get across the map, press your spacebar in Cold War, and you'll start climbing on something that is in the enemy spawn. Because the system is shit, and it will just make you mantle a thing, even if it's not remotely close to you, or you're not even looking at it. So the mantling behaves perfectly in this game. It's actually insane how well it performs. The only caveat is, if there's a window, you can't climb through it. Elite Super Soldier, SEAL Team 6, by the way. And the mantling
becomes...
on
PC.
Yeah, maybe this might be one of those PC-specific issues. So the mantling's terrible if there's windows. But without them, it's literally perfect. I've never had an issue once, besides, like, trying to jump. Besides trying to jump through a window, in this year, I've literally had 0 accidental mantles or unable to mantles. 0. Which is crazy.
It's true.
Which is crazy because in BO4, it happened every night I played. And in the Cold War beta, it happened probably 10 times.
Yeah.
Which is insane. 10 times in 3 days versus literally 0 times in 1 year. It's crazy. What are your thoughts?
It's just another one of those dumb things that nobody thinks about except for you. But it's
Maybe.
true. It's not even something I have to think about because I never had an issue with it.
You didn't have an issue with it in BO4 or Cold War?
No, I did. I had issues with it nonstop in BO4, but this game I just didn't, so much that I forgot about it.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I forgot it was even a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. Yeah, we would all, dude. In BO, I think the first game I played of Cold War, I had an issue with that. And then I had to go to my settings and try to figure out the auto mantling shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Treyarch just, I think, likes to make it confusing. But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to say about it. It works fine. Now about your like jumping through windows thing. Remember when I think it was for the controller episode with Jake, the switch to PC. I think wasn't he the one that said something about
yes, he was.
It was like
right.
busted on keyboard and mouse for some reason, and he never had that issue on controller.
Right. Yes.
So maybe that's why you don't hear people complain about it, because most people play on controller.
That's a great point. It's probably true. It's probably true.
But yeah, never had an issue with auto mantling over something I didn't want to.
Yep. Agreed. So yeah, that's not a huge thing because, as I said on Patreon, patreon.com/thedropshot, if it's that big of an issue, there is an option to set a dedicated keybind that only mantles, so you'll never accidentally mantle. It's just annoying, and I shouldn't have to do it. And the evidence for that is that it works in this game, so make it work in fucking Cold War, Treyarch. So figure it out. Next point. This one is huge. How would you order these three, Tanner? Do you think this is correct? Least good to most good?
I think it's fine, yeah.
Yeah, okay. This one is like top 3 best things about this game, which we've talked about some. Weapon balance / weapon identity. I love the weapon balance in this game. So this is 2 different points, but they're related. Weapon balance. If we're looking at only assault rifles, the ARs are balanced. So for example, I will ask you guys in chat right now, what is the best assault rifle in multiplayer in Modern Warfare? I guarantee you, I will get at least 3 different guns as an answer. What does that mean? That means the weapons are pretty balanced because there is not some consensus on what kill yourself in game, of course, Tanner. On what the best
shut up, man. Listen, who is
on what the best gun is, because they're so well balanced that there isn't one thing that's just head and shoulders above the rest. So already we have M4 and Kilo. I would argue probably an M13. There's a real argument to be made for the Ram.
Growl.
There's a real argument to be made for the Grau. And it would actually take me some thought to like actually come to an answer on that. But the point is, not one of them is like way better than all the other ones. And that is unusual for Call of Duty games. Usually, there's one gun that is just, like within a category, there's usually one gun that's just better than all the other ones.
Oh, yeah, by a lot.
The weapon balance this entire year has been really fucking good. And they haven't been over-nerfing shit. So when the game launched, the M4 was the most disgusting gun in the game. But instead of destroying the gun, they nerfed it slightly and then let people play with it for another 2 weeks. And then they said, okay, we didn't nerf it quite enough, so we're going to nerf it slightly again. They didn't just destroy the weapon and make the M4 unusable. And in fact, to this day, the M4 is still very good in multiplayer. It's just not overpowered anymore. So the way that they've weapon balanced this year with this game has been excellent. about as good as it is possible to balance weapons in a Call of Duty game. Literally. Like, I don't think you could have possibly done a much better job. There's always going to be guns that are just not good because they perform differently. Because otherwise, as you said on our Patreon episode, patreon.com/thedropshot, otherwise, then why have different assault rifles? They should just all be the same. But if you're going to have different assault rifles that perform differently, then, of course, some guns are just going to be better than others by virtue of the fact that they are designed to be totally different. But still, despite that, the weapon balance has been amazing. And further, weapon identity, SMGs in this game, for example, have way less range than assault rifles. So if you try to, like, use an MP5 on Arklov Peak, you can do really well, but you have to change your playstyle. You have to be closer to people. You can't sit in church and then shoot people at the graveyard on Arklov Peak with an MP5 and expect to win. You're going to get shit on. Even though the MP5 is an excellent gun. And that is because the weapon identity in this game is really good. An MP5 inside of 15 meters is going to shit on every assault rifle in the game, period. Which is the purpose of an SMG. That's how it should be. Whereas, at 50 meters, the MP5 is going to be shit on by an assault rifle. So the weapon identity, and so not only within a category is the weapon balance really good, but also across categories, the weapon balance and the weapon identity is really strong and really good. And I literally don't think it is possible for a Call of Duty game to have much better weapon balance than they've had this year. Like, it's almost as good as it could possibly be. And I really, really commend MDub for that. Like, it's really fucking well done, and I'm really happy to see that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, going back to what you're saying about, like, picking the best assault rifle, like, I was having that issue last time I played, and I was even talking to you about it, because I'm like, dude, like, I haven't played multiplayer often for so long, like, I don't even know what gun to use anymore. So, like, when I started playing, I think I was using the Grau or something. I'm like, I don't know, I'm going to try something else. And I started using the AMAX. And I'm like, okay, this gun slaps, but the handling is a little too slow for the setup I'm using.
Yes.
So I'm going to use the M13. It's like, so maybe when this game first came out, that wasn't the case. There wasn't perfect weapon balance, but there has been for a long time now. Like, they balanced them a long time ago. Because, you know, the first 2 months of the game, all anyone used was the M4.
Yeah.
But they've come a long way since then, and they fixed it. So, like, it's good to log on and use different weapons and, like, have your opinion on them as to why they're the best, and they're not just being one strict, the best assault rifle.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, even watching a lot of the big PC streamers we watch, it's like, yeah, the MP5 is probably the best SMG in most cases, but there's a lot of guys that use the P90 and swear by it. There's a lot of people like, yeah, and they think the P90 is the best SMG, and, like, we use the MP7 quite a bit, and we like it a lot.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
So the weapon balance is really, really good, which I'm surprised they've done it so well, to be honest. But
has Infinity Ward historically been good at weapon balance?
No.
I was gonna say, I don't think it
Think
has.
of, like, MW2 and shit. No,
yeah,
none
ACR.
of the guns were balanced back
ACR
then.
And
but that's
the only guns.
That's how video games all were back then.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm thinking back to, like, COD 4, the AK-74 SMG. Like, I mean, there was no damage drop off on weapons back then. So it's like, I feel like it would take the same amount of bullets to kill somebody up close as it did from far away, which made SMGs way better in those games at range. Whereas now that's, you know, not the thing.
Makes perfect sense.
It's like, they fucking shred up close, as they should. That's how you balance them in a video game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's realistic or anything, but that's how you do balance it in a video game. And they did a perfect job of that. So I agree with it.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. And, like, with SMGs, like you're talking about, like, why would you use a P90 over an MP5, for example? Well, Infinity Ward to balance the P90 versus the MP5 made the really cool, innovative, smart, and fun and interactive decision to have unique attachments for both guns, but some of the unique attachments on the P90 is the fly strap, which is I believe it's a stock, which increases your sprint to fire speed. No other stock in this game, I think the SPR might have one too, but that's a sniper. But besides, I'm not even sure if that's true. Let's assume it's not. The only stock in the game that increases sprint to fire speed is the P90 fly strap. So it's like the P90 doesn't have the same ADS time as the MP5. It doesn't have the same damage range as the MP5 with 10mm bullets, which is a unique attachment for the MP5 versus the P90. So the way to balance that is the P90 is now going to be the best in class at specifically sprint to fire speed. So if you want to run and gun, the P90 is probably your best bet because it has the fastest sprint to fire speed in the entire game, because it has stippled grip tape, sprint to fire. It has 5mm laser, sprint to fire, and it also has its unique attachment, fly strap. So it's 3 sprint to fire attachments. So the P90 occupies a unique niche where it is best in class at something, but it's not just like blanket overpowered. So it depends on your playstyle and what you want to do that match. And when we talk about Syrian, my favorite streamer, God King on Call of Duty PC, and friend of the pod, of course.
Actual friend of the pod, yeah.
Actual friend of the pod. He likes the P90 best because his left middle finger is super glued to his W key. So he is just always moving. He's always rushing. He's always moving forward. So the P90 for his playstyle is the best gun. But that doesn't mean that it's just overpowered. And that's what Tanner was talking about with like different weapons and shit. MP7 is going to be better because if your playstyle is you want to use an SMG and have that handling, but you also want to be able to kill people that are farther away than other SMGs can kill people. And the reason for that is the MP7 has no recoil. So you can, even though you're going to need to land 35 bullets, you can do it pretty easily with an MP7 because it has no recoil whatsoever. So it's like the way they've balanced these guns too, it's just so fucking cool and good. And each weapon has its own identity and specific thing that it does well. And I really like that about this game. So yeah, great points there, TDS. All right, let's move on here. What the fuck is up with my Firefox? All right, well, hold on. Real quick.
Firefox? You're using Firefox?
Specifically for the pod, yeah. Because I do a browser capture of that specifically. Because I don't want people to see my search history or bookmarks. So I use Firefox.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Firefox is my podcast only browser. So there's nothing untoward in the bookmarks or the search history. So Bud Reds, thank you for the 100 biddies. Let's fucking go. Appreciate it, dude. By the way, real quick. Hold on one second. What the fuck? Where is this thing?
What?
I was looking for God damn it. It doesn't matter. The code word is seamless. The code word is seamless. SEAMLESS. The code word is seamless. DM me and say seamless or the code word is seamless and you will be entered into the giveaway. Thank you.
Seamless transitioners in the chat?
Any seamless transitioners in the chat? So that's the code word. Don't tell other people because if no one else knows, your chances of winning are higher. So DM it to me and tell no one. And hey, delete this VOD from Twitch's servers. Get nefarious, dude. Any black hat hackers in the chat? The code word is seamless. All right, Tanner, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay. Big Rigs, you can DM me Twitter, Instagram, or Discord. I will accept. So there you go. Code word alert, seamless. Seamless is the code word. If you haven't figured it out by now, since I've said it 8 times, then you deserve to not win. So figure it out.
Jesus.
Now we're into the top 2 of good things about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 Game of the Year Edition. And I had trouble placing these. Which one was better than the other? But I think this is a good... You're so dumb. I think this is a good order. I think this is fine. Because I think the last point is the most important. It's because it's the best part of this game. So, the second best thing about Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which we kind of were talking about a little bit just now, is the gunsmith. The gunsmith is a complete, I mean, it's revolutionary. Like, literally. It is so detailed. There are so many attachments for every gun. As I was saying, a lot of guns have unique attachments, which really allows for an insane number of different attachments, attachment combinations, class identities, weapon identities, that really should not be understated. And the level of detail and customization in the gunsmith is completely unprecedented in any Call of Duty game ever. And the idea is exceptional. It's a 10 out of 10 idea.
Yes.
Now, the execution is pretty good. Not perfect, which we will, of course, get into. But the execution is pretty good. In general, attachments perform the way that you would expect them to. So if you take a short barrel, it comes with the benefit of faster movement speed because your gun weighs less, which makes sense, and faster ADS time because your gun weighs less. So these things make sense. At the expense of bullet velocity and maybe recoil control. So each attachment incurs costs and benefits, and in the case of 98% of the attachments, these are sensible pros and cons that are balanced and perform well in the game. So I could make an M4 that performs exactly like an SMG and actually do it successfully. And it will work well, like quite well. Those 32 millimeter or 32 round Parabellum mag on the M16 or the M4, it's a very good attachment, and it totally changes how your gun plays. You lose all the recoil, so you have like very little recoil all of a sudden. You lose a ton of damage range, and then you get a ton of fire rate. It's like a super impactful attachment, but it's not just like super good or super bad. It's just a trade-off. And like most of the attachments in the gunsmith work this way. And it's just so fucking well done. And I'm a huge, huge fan of it. The level of depth that they went into, the pros and cons are relatively balanced within and between attachments. I just love how the gunsmith, I love the idea of the gunsmith, and their execution on that idea is like an 8 or 9 out of 10. Like, it's really well done. Not perfect, but really well done. And I also like, again, that gunsmith allows for unique attachments like the P90 flash trap, which I talked about. I think that's also very fucking cool. So I just love the gunsmith. And also, unlike BO4, for example, the gunsmith is so detailed that there actually isn't really cookie cutter. There aren't really cookie cutter classes. Like, actually. Even with meta guns, like an MP5, what's the cookie cutter MP5 setup? I mean, stippled grip tape is going to be on there. That's about it. Because some people prefer the 10 mil rounds. Some people prefer 45 mil. Excuse me.
No, a lot of people
round.
don't even run stippled. Actually, a lot of people just run the laser in place of stippled. I actually probably see more players run tack laser, and then
exactly,
and then a stock.
The collapsible.
Over like over like stipple or things like that.
Yeah.
So there's
but there's
so
no
many
like
ways you can do
cookie
it.
cutter class, which is insane. Because if you go to BO4 wasn't super cookie cutter, to be clear. There was definitely some variation in that game too, but it was a lot more cookie cutter than this game for sure.
Yeah.
Like there was absolutely a cookie cutter like Spitfire Cordite class. There was a cookie cutter Hades class, especially before the crossbar nerf. And you see like almost none of that in this game. So the gunsmith is just insanely well done. So Tanner, I'm going to go piss out of my huge white dick. While I do that, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, so the gunsmith to me, coming into it, wasn't something that we thought we needed really. Like, I don't remember anyone ever talking about like, oh, Call of Duty needs like more weapon customization, even though like nobody's going to complain about that. But it's just, it was never in any Call of Duty. Nobody expected it coming. So the fact that they did it, I thought was really cool. And it definitely was one of the best things to come out of this game for sure. But yeah, it's just, there's so many ways you could set up your guns. And it's like, even with certain weapons, you could set it up to a way that you're almost using an entirely different gun. Like, you know, you can set up the AK-47 to be an AK-74. So that's two guns in one right there. You know, you can set up the M4, like Raz was saying, to use 9mm rounds. That's two entirely different guns. They play completely different. It's like, so you can have an SMG class or an AR class, but it's the same gun. It's just the way you customize it. So it's really, really cool. There's so many variables. It's hard to, like, nobody has a set class for anything really. I mean, yeah, there's, you know, say like for Warzone, people use the kilo, you know, the monolithic's always on there and like the longest barrel's on there. But, you know, there's so many different things you can change with it and make it your own and tweak, and see what you like better. Because just because, you know, one foregrip or something may perform, you know, may help with horizontal recoil, maybe you don't have issues with that. Maybe you prefer it to help with vertical recoil just because the way you play or something, it feels better for you. And it's just those little changes, I think, that make it so much better. It's just so much more customizable. We all fucking love to see it. And I think along with like crossplay, stuff like that, you know, the death of the pay to win system, it's looking like this will be something that'll stay in Call of Duty games, because we didn't expect it in Cold War. If you had asked us like 6 months ago, we would have said, oh, no, of course not. Of course Cold War won't have a gunsmith. But they have one. It's fucking there. But it's not something we thought was coming, and now it's just going to be the new standard. So I absolutely love it.
That's a great point.
The more attachments, the better. The only thing I don't like, I could say, is how pretty much every attachment has a negative. I liked how with the Cold War beta, a lot of the attachments just had positives. Granted, like, it was, say, only plus 5 or 10%, and then as you unlocked more, as you leveled the weapon up, you know, you would have an attachment that would do like plus 50% of that same thing. But then you'd also get, say, minus 10% movement speed or minus 10% aim down sight speed. But for like the basic ones, you could get only positives from the attachments, no negatives. So I would have liked to see more of that in Modern Warfare, but I would have never thought about that again if we hadn't played the Cold War beta. Yeah. So fucking love Gunsmith.
True. My
only other thing I could say about it is when they did when they put the patch out where they call it the Frankensmith classes, which was one of the dumbest patches they put out. They hyped this thing up. Everybody wanted it to Frankensmith your gun out. You remember that? And everyone is thinking it was going to be like different parts of your weapons would look different or have different camos on. And of course they didn't do it that way. Because if you guys remember in the Modern Warfare beta, there was a bug where you could like say right click on your M4 barrel and it would show 3 different completely looking barrels, but it did the same thing. So it wasn't like you're selecting a different barrel. It's like, okay, I want the long 16.5-inch barrel. You click on that, and then you right click, and it gives you 3 options of how they look. And I was so excited for that. I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool. We're going to make the guns, or like, we're going to be able to make the guns look entirely different. But it'll do the same thing. So, you know, if you want to kit it out to look really realistic, you're going to be able to do that. And then that wasn't in the full game.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was. Looking back, it could have just been the other barrels. It had just been coded improperly and it wasn't supposed to be there. But that would have been really cool. Another nice touch to the gunsmith. But for the first year of having something like that in a Call of Duty game, they did a fucking great job.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. And you raise a really good point, which we've actually talked about. This was their first, try at some new thing. So we were talking about this with Ground War, where it's like, this is their first try at like huge, large scale fucking like game modes, which paved the way for combined arms in Cold War, which is, at least in the beta, even better than MDub's Ground War. And
yeah.
In the same way, just like you said, this gunsmith is not perfect. It could have been better for sure, but it paved the way for what we now see in the Cold War gunsmith, which is just a better gunsmith. But that wouldn't have been possible without them first trying it here. So, yeah, it's just like you said. This gunsmith is just a trailblazer, and we'd love to see it. So,
Trailblazer. Okay.
Any Portland?
I like it.
Portlanders in the chat. It's the only sports team I know. Yeah, it's not, by the way.
Yikes.
But it's only, I don't care about any of them. So, okay, and now we're on to our last point,
which shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, by the way.
It shouldn't be a surprise, but it might be. Any guesses in the chat? Put them now. The most good thing about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 is this.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. We only have to put up with it for 19 more days. Kidding. I wonder how many people thought I was serious. That's all. That would be on top of the list, but we'll exclude that. So that, besides that, the best thing is, of course, because this game is terrible. Let's not get it twisted.
Well, we'll get into that.
We will absolutely get into it in parts 2 and 3 next week in the following week, but Saturday's episodes. But yeah, the best thing, besides, of course, that it's almost done, thank fucking Christ, is this. Warzone.
Oh,
you're
sorry.
good. No, you're good. Warzone is really fucking good. Really fucking good. Many people, in fact, not only by Call of Duty standards is Warzone really good, but by Battle Royale standards, Warzone is really good.
Most people say Warzone is the best Battle Royale.
Is the best BR of all time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is crazy because this is their second BR ever. So the first BR was BO4 Blackout, which I didn't get to play, but it certainly wasn't as popular as Warzone. Part of that was probably, of course, because there was no crossplay in that one. But with Warzone, I mean, this is the saving grace of MDub. Like, MDub is a terrible game. Unambiguously dog shit game, which we will get into. But Warzone, that aspect of MDub, which I do roll into MDub, is quite well made. Quite well made. Now, there are problems, of course, with Warzone, which we'll get into. But by and large, it's a very, very well-designed, fun BR that a lot of people really like, myself included. I don't like BRs in general. But Warzone is very fucking fun. And there's a lot of reasons, I would imagine, that make this a way better BR than all the other ones in the eyes of other people. But I haven't ever played another BR, so I wouldn't really be able to tell you. Tanner can weigh in on that more. But Warzone is amazing. It is really well done. It is really fun. And specifically because, in part, I would say, it's very unique. Now, the gas isn't unique. The circle, the fucking dropping out of a plane, none of that shit's unique. That's all, copy pasted from other games. But that's not a problem. What's unique about Warzone is kill streaks and, most importantly, loadouts. The fact that you can get money, buy a loadout, and that's the only way to get perks in the BR, making loadouts extremely valuable, really adds a new level of depth and planning pre-queue that is totally absent in every other BR. Now, if you guys have been listening to this podcast for a while, you'll know Tanner and I actually did not like loadouts, the idea of it in the beginning, because basically what our point was that the fun of a BR is being able to do really well with whatever weapon you find. And that's what makes BRs fun. That's not even wrong to say that, but I think we just underestimated that, hey, there's this other facet that could exist in a BR that can also be really fun. It's not like being able to do well with ground loot weapons isn't fun, but it's also really fun to have your own loadout and then do well in a BR context. And we underestimated how fun that could be. And it turns out it could be extremely fun. And that is a unique aspect of this BR that sets it apart from every other one. And, what's it called? There are other good things about this BR too. The gas hurts the fuck out of you, so you can't just troll in the gas for 45 minutes straight with bandages like you can in PUBG, which is dumb. Yeah. So the fact that Warzone, you basically don't have to worry about getting shot from the gas in Warzone. Because the maximum amount of time someone can be in the gas before dying is a minute with a durable gas mask. You just don't have to worry about that. That is transformative and fantastic. Because all these other fucking BRs, you can stay in the gas forever and it makes it really dog shit.
Which is great, by the way, that you don't get killed from the gas, because you're going to get killed from the 400 buildings that are in front of you. We'll get into it.
Which we will get into. Yeah. So let me be clear. Tanner brings up a good point. Warzone is absolutely not perfect. Absolutely not perfect. Which we will be getting into at length next week or the week after. At length. At length. At length. Because as Tanner has alluded to, the tragedy of Modern Warfare is that it could have been the best Call of Duty game of all time, but there were literally 5 design choices that are so easy to not make these choices, but they made them and it made the game shit. So simple design choices. I want to go in, but I'm not going to. I'm going to restrain myself. We'll get into it.
Any restrainers?
But Warzone is really great. And even if you can't buy a loadout, the loadout crates drop, but you also have to fight over the loadout crates because they're common and everyone knows where they are. And that's another cool element to this BR. It's this thing drops and everyone knows where it dropped and it's indicated on their minimap. So the reward for going to that loadout drop and picking it up is extremely high. You get your own guns and you get perks, and that's the only way to get perks. But also, the risk is extremely high because everyone knows where that loadout drop is. So there are some unique elements to this BR, mainly loadouts, that make it really, really, really fucking fun. And Warzone is the best part of Modern Warfare because the multiplayer is unremarkable, and further than that, it's bad. It's not good. It's shit. It's the worst Call of Duty that's ever been made, which we will get into. But Warzone is actually a redeemable, great game mode, which I'm a big fan of. So, Tanner, your thoughts?
Yeah, as you said, how we had talked about when Warzone first came out, we hated the custom loadout drops. It is basically just because it was new and different and we didn't understand it at the time. But yeah, playing Warzone now, I would, especially with how disgustingly bad the ground loot is, I would never want to play Warzone if I didn't have the option of getting my own custom loadout. I still think probably the cost for loadout drop should be a little higher, maybe an extra 2,000 or something, especially like in quads. But again, it's not a huge deal. It was way too cheap when the game launched, that's for sure.
It was what, 6,000? 6,500?
It was like 6,000. Yeah. So like they raised it. I like how you can get UAVs, precision airstrikes, clusters. I think that adds a nice little touch to Warzone. I mean, even the little things like how you can get access cards, which half the time we don't even bother doing. But when you do, like if you need
last
loot,
time we played and we won.
We did it on zombies. Yeah, we did it on zombies because like, oh, okay, we have no loot. Here's an access card. Fuck looting this area. Let's just go to that bunker because we're close. So we went to the bunker, got a shitload of money, and we were able to win that game, like you said. So that's a great aspect to it. God, that beer looks crispy, dude. Looks fucking crispy.
Just a frothy head, dude. Look at that frothy head.
A frothy head.
Apparently,
for sure.
tulip glasses, which is what this glass is, read a book, are the best for IPAs. Technically, there's another one, but non-specialized glasses, tulip glass is the best beer glass for an IPA.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll read a book sometime.
Anyway, go on.
But yeah, Warzone just has a lot of specific little aspects to it like that I think make it great. And I think a lot of it comes down to also like the weapon balancing. There's not anything that's crazy overpowered. Like, yes, we've had the shotguns that were disgusting. But it's so hard.
Growl metas were cancer, but
the growl wasn't that bad. That people fucking complain about that too much.
Yeah,
that was that was one of the best weapon balance states the game was in, actually, for Warzone. I think
now
at
is
least
the best one. There's no like AR that's super busted. Unfortunately, there's a Jack 12 in the game, but
it's a Jack 12, so
yeah. Anyways, go on.
But yeah, and I like how they've changed. They've added little things as well to it, like the zip lines to get up to buildings. That's made the playability a lot better, I think.
Great point.
Because otherwise, like, there's certain buildings you actually had to just run up like 8 flights of stairs. There was no other way to get up there. So now if somebody's camping on it, you could try to make a play doing that. I just wish these things came sooner. But, we'll see how Warzone evolves. Maybe it'll be seamless.
Honestly, I think the balance patches and whatever for Warzone have been pretty timely. Like, I'm not mad at how long it's taken them to like. The Bruin was OP for too long, I think.
Yes.
But that's probably about it.
Yeah. But
I don't know. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, I just like Warzone brought a ton of visibility to Call of Duty, which is big because Call of Duty has never been a big game on Twitch. Like when you look back and like think of all the top streamers, hey, how many of them were playing Black Ops 4 multiplayer last year? Fucking none. They don't care about that.
Literally zero. I'm not even.
So it's good that all the big streamers caught on to Warzone and started playing it. Because I think it got the devs to change certain things with it. Obviously, there's a lot that's fucked up with it still. And there's some choices they decided to not make, like major map changes and things like that. But for the most part, Warzone absolutely was the saving grace of this game. If Warzone wasn't out, the player base would be pretty dead right now. I mean, extremely dead. Like, look at all the top YouTubers also and shit. They don't like multiplayer. They always say that. They say Modern Warfare multiplayer is terrible. Yep. Warzone saved this game. Mm-hmm. So, Jake's getting antsy. Well, go to sleep, Jake. How about that?
Is Jake running with us?
Well, he was going to, but he said we simply took too long, and he's passing out. So
okay. Well, yeah, go to sleep then, child.
Yeah, suck me off, Jake.
Yeah. Any children in
But
the
yeah,
game?
not much else to say. We've all played Warzone. It's pretty fucking fun. That's what you guys like to watch. That's what we like to play most of the time. So thank God Warzone came along.
Indeed. Indeed. So, okay. Yeah. Anything else to add?
No.
Okay. So normally we would read iTunes reviews here. I'm going to skip that because I want to play this game.
You want to just read them real quick? Because I need to make a drink, get some water.
Okay.
Oh, your outro takes forever anyways, actually. So you talk a lot. Just start doing your dumb outro or whatever.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't care.
Don't care. All right, so boys, we're going to play some Warzone. I don't know. Should we look for another third? Maybe low cap or itch? They're not going to want to play. Maybe low cap will, actually. Let me ask him. But, yeah, give me 1 second, boys. What do we have here? Where is low kappa? He is online, so we'll see what he says. Okay. This next portion of the podcast would normally be iTunes reviews, but I'll read it. Fuck it. Okay. Linaris Leo writes, best COD podcast, period. Okay, I like where this is headed. By the way, the name is not a change it. It's Lunaris Leo. Fair. Fair. It's fine. It's fine. Best COD podcast, period. Quote. Raz and Tanner are a lovely couple, K. Let's not call us a couple, but K, who are super passionate about the Call of Duty franchise. For new listeners, it may be a bit shocking at first, hearing the host of a podcast curse at listeners and jokingly, wasn't a joke, threaten to hold the show hostage in favor of monetary gain. It's just fair. But the truth is, you'll quickly realize these are a couple of good dudes who don't take themselves too seriously and keep it as real as you can get. Those are very kind words because that is exactly what we aim for. We're not good dudes, but we do try to keep it a buck. We don't take ourselves seriously. Absolutely not. Because let's remember, this is a podcast about a video game. So if we took ourselves seriously, we should be shot in game, of course. So of course we don't take ourselves seriously. They're the kind of guys you could actually hang out with and are very relatable to a lot of people in the gaming community. Okay. Even as a newer podcast, they have a good sense for pod flow and creating comfortability. By the way, I hate when people say comfortability. Hey, you know what the noun form of comfortable is? Comfort. The word you were looking for is comfort. And I'm not picking on you because I see this non-word used all the time. Hey, the noun form of comfortable is comfort. So here's how this should have read. Even as a newer podcast, they have a good sense for pod flow and creating comfort through catchphrases and general consistency. Looking forward to more content. 5 stars. Well, Lunaris Leo, very kind review. I really enjoyed this. Thank you. I think you hit the nail on the head largely. So I appreciate those kind words and, of course, the analytics. Thanks, brother. And this next one is from a username which will not be read because it is a series. It is an assortment of literally random letters. So change it. The title of this review is Best, and the content of the review is Best Podcast. Bet. Thanks. I'll take it. Thank you for the analytics, you dumb fucking bitch. Much appreciated. So, with that, I will remind everyone that if you write a 5-star review on iTunes, I will read it. You can beg for money. You can plug your Twitch stream. I don't care. Just write the fucking review and I'll read it. And with that, we're going to go get some games in on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Warzone. But a couple reminders. The best way to support us, besides, of course, merely listening, join the fucking Patreon. 4 bonus episodes per month and access to the entire catalog of bonus episodes, which is 11 episodes deep. They're about hour and a half, 2 hours long on average. So that would be roughly 22 hours of content. All you have to do is give us $5 instantly. Boom, 22 hours of content. That's like a work week, bro. So, and it's fire content, by the way. Fire content. And you can ask the patrons in the Discord, of course, join the fucking Discord, what the caliber of Patreon content is, and they will tell you. So, patreon.com/thedropshot. Follow me on Twitter at Razinon, Twitch at Razinon, Instagram, Razinon TTV. TDS is live. So where can we find you, Tanner?
You can find me at twitch.tv/Tanner Dropshot and Twitter at Tanner Dropshot.
Fantastic. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account, and then you are entitled to 1 free sub every month. So you spend no money, and then you give us or Tanner $2.50. So link those up. Go give Tanner a Twitch Prime sub, a Twitch Gaming sub, Amazon Gaming. I don't know what it's called now. It's a Twitch Prime, so do that. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes. As I've said, tell your dipshit friends about us. Even if you don't want to write a review, which I understand because we're all busy, just rate it 5 stars. Just press 5 stars and then don't write a review. Doesn't matter. Just leave the 5-star review, right? Because it's helpful. So do it now. Thank you. Also, subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/Razinon. As Tanner was bitching about, we're close to 1,000 subs, which means I can monetize it. And that means I'll quit my dog shit job sooner and make more content for you. So if you want more content, sub to me on YouTube and tell your dumb fuck friends about us. And then I can quit my job sooner and you get more content. So for only selfish reasons, subscribe to the fucking YouTube. How about that? Simple. Super simple. We also have 2 merch stores. You can see links to those in the description. We've got clothing. We've got phone cases. We've got bandanas. We've got N95 masks. We have grip tape for skateboards. We've got it all. So go visit those 2 merch stores. Links are in the description. Of course, join the fucking Discord as I've mentioned. And last, but certainly not least, an extra special thank you to our Damascus patrons. Mr. Salmonella, J. Pritch, Slivovitz, Jake Down, Zerosio, Rainman, Sandstoner, Tequila Sir Rockingbird, Face Esquire, Tyler H., Gift Curse, Adam H., Sniff Sniff Hambone, change it, Jimmy M., Von Trapp, Optimus Primed, Vester, Gododope, Josh V., Mr. Shitter, okay, Civ, Dread Pirate Roberts, Sly, Dr. J. Webb, Patrick C., Derek R., Wade M., It's DePickle on Twitch, That Dirty Clap, Killicam, Pre-Shock, Garrett S., Michael C., Jada Pinkett Smith, Lemur Party, Freeze, The Dave Daily, Read a Book, a.k.a. Young Evan, Deacon Cheese, Brandon L., Rizzle Music, change it, Sean B., Manny Marr, Derek C., Samuel, Hit Show Block, Cope Cowboy, Notoriety, and an extra special thank you to our one and only Obsidian patron, the Dropshot Patriarch, friend of the pod, the Vaping Viking. Thank you all very much for listening. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent evening. We're going to go game over on TDS's channel. So, as always, of course, remember, stay humble.
Stay humble.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Dropshot, a Call of Duty podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe because in addition to full episodes like this, we've also got clips from the show, as well as gameplay breakdowns and more on the channel. The show is streamed live on twitch.tv/Razinon every Wednesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So give us a follow over there, make sure to turn on notifications, and you can chat with us live during the podcast. And of course, we are available wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for the Dropshot on your favorite podcast app and make sure to give us a follow. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time, and as always, remember, stay humble.